tied the use of acetaminophen during pregnancy to the disorder. And while medical professionals have disputed that claim, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt pushed back.
Robert F. Kennedy and the incredible health team that this president has put together are really viewing things in a much different lens.
And while she didn't tell us exactly what the president will say,
I think Americans are going to be enlightened and proud of what they hear.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
The tech giant Oracle will reportedly oversee the algorithm of TikTok as part of the administration's plans to avoid banning the service. The algorithm, which powers the feed of users, will be licensed from China to an American investor group that will oversee the app. President Trump will leave later today for New York and the UN General Assembly, where the war in Gaza is expected to remain the focus. CBS's Olivia Gazis reports.
We do know that President Trump is expected to meet with Muslim and Arab leaders in New York this week, but there will be no face-to-face dialogue with Palestinian leadership. The U.S. has barred any of their representatives from attending the UN General Assembly this year.
In Israel, relatives of hostages held a protest in Jerusalem on the eve of the Jewish New Year, calling for the release of hostages in Gaza. Elizabeth Palmer reports there may be some surprises at the General Assembly.
North Korea has sent its vice foreign minister to New York. Okay, it's not the leader himself, but Kim Jong-un never takes planes, so he was never going to show up in New York. But he's sent Kim Song-gyung. He will be leading the highest level North Korean delegation since 2018. And people who read the North Korean tea leaves say it's a very clear sign that the leader himself would like to meet once again with President Trump.
More fallout in Britain from the Jeffrey Epstein case, this time involving Prince Andrew's ex-wife. Here's correspondent Vicki Barker.
Ex-wife Sarah Ferguson has stuck stoutly by Prince Andrew all through the public shunning that followed the scandal over his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Now it will be his turn to support her. Several UK charities have severed ties with Ferguson over revelations that she referred to Epstein as her, quote, supreme friend in an email to him just weeks after insisting she'd cut all ties to the convicted pedophile.
Andrew was forced to give up his royal duties and charity roles because of his connections with Epstein. On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher. The Dow Jones Industrial's up by 85. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
A broad daylight drive-by shooting, details coming up. But first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO Newsradio Traffic Desk.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Wilcox Family Farm Eggs has our update. We're looking really good out there. In fact, Linwood to Seattle, a smooth commute taking just 20 minutes. North 5 is thinned out from our last report. Just a little crowding at the West Seattle Bridge now. Our lake bridges are wide open. Our earlier backups at SeaTac Airport have cleared out. Road work at the south end of the Ballard Bridge still blocks the right lane. Again, this is the very south end of the bridge, so you just have a little crowding there, but nothing too severe here. Federal Way to Seattle's a 25-minute commute. Tacoma to Olympia, 40 minutes. And a heads up, the Hood Canal Bridge closes nightly all week for repair work from 8 p.m. through 5:30 a.m. Both directions closed through early Thursday morning. This report brought to you by Wilcox Family Farm Eggs. Fresh food comes from local farms. For healthier eggs with 3 times the omega-3s, choose Wilcox Omega-3 Eggs at Costco. Locally fresh since 1909. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch.
Come out with a dog and just heard a lot of pop, pop, pop.
A witness to a suspected drive-by shooting in Tacoma along South Warner Street. It happened in broad daylight yesterday. Police say one man is dead, a second is in critical condition. Few other details. This is just blocks away from where a 12-year-old boy was found dead Friday, but police say there's no connection. DNA tests are still being conducted on remains found near Leavenworth, believed to be those of Travis Decker. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison.
We are close to justice being served and law prevailing.
KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin says searchers recovered other evidence with the remains.
They also found tobacco in that area as well as a bracelet. Now, both of those things they say Travis would have had on him. There's been pictures of him wearing that bracelet, so those were very big items for them to find, things that really connected them to Travis Decker.
Investigators believe Decker murdered his 3 young daughters, whose bodies were found in a campground near Leavenworth in June. More Level 3 Get Out Now evacuations have been issued for residents threatened threatened by wildfires in central Washington. That includes people who live and work along Highway 97 and Blewett Pass. The pass is closed because of the Labor Mountain fire. People near Aniot Valley are also at level 3 due to the Sugarloaf fire 25 miles northeast of Leavenworth. Seattle sports fans are coming off a great weekend, including a history-making moment.
Cal Raleigh has transcended to legendary status.
The Mariners catcher hit his 57th homer, the most home runs by a Mariner in a season ever. The M's swept the Astros. The Mariners have a chance to win the West as early as Wednesday. The Seattle Seahawks blew past the New Orleans Saints 44-13. Head coach Mike McDonald.
Overall, just a great team effort, man.
They will have to savor this one fast, though. The team heads down to Arizona to take on the Cardinals Thursday. And the University of Washington Huskies and the Washington State Cougars faced off in their annual rivalry match. The Huskies dominating the Cougs with a 59-24 win. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing sunshine today with highs in the low 70s. It's 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Mondays, boy, I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I go for the weekends! Son of a...
Yeah! We had to. Welcome, everybody, to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jake Skorheim is taking a day off today. He's been quarantined by his own family. When you got 4 boys living at home, you live in a well-appointed, beautifully painted petri dish. We all know that. So, Jake, thank you very much for being conscientious enough to not bring that crap into work. I say that to say this. Welcome, Team Spike. I want to welcome Charlie Harger, host of Seattle's Morning News.
Which one are you, Robin or Maynard?
I'm Ty.
Ty, okay.
We are now Charlie and Ty. If we're going to go down memory lane, Aaron Granillo, my favorite Mariner fan on the face of the earth, is here with us. Heather Bosch, who has leaned more into, I would say, the Season of the Witch than anybody here at the KIRO Newsroom.
I think it might be a factor. I'm just saying it might be a factor.
We can't count on it. We can't. I told Laura very much. Laura, thank you very much. Offered to get in to reach out to the man who hired the Etsy witch and even the Etsy witch herself. Mm-hmm. And I said no because it's working and you don't mess with something when it's working.
True. It might also be the mustaches.
It might be.
Which I can't help with. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're sweet. Welcome, everyone. We've decided to lean heavily into how I spent my weekend vacation. I asked Laura when she came in today, how was your weekend? And before we get into the what is might be the perfect Seattle sports weekend in the rearview mirror, Laura, you told me that you were out in the Leavenworth area?
I was off the grid. I was at a remote backcountry cabin for a night, 2 days. Some of my distant family members just bought High Lakes Alpine Resort. So
you've got an in for cheap alpine vacationing. Yes.
Cheap backcountry skiing.
And you were off the grid.
Off the grid. No phone. I did a little fire in a wood stove. It was such an amazing weekend.
Tell us more about being off the grid. What was? I mean, I can't imagine people. I mean, I can't imagine myself being off the grid. What a gift that is.
I think that I forcibly need to not have cell service to truly do it, and that's what this was. Like, I could not connect even if I wanted to. They have Starlink up there for emergencies. The emergency being downloading K-pop Demon Hunters so that I could watch it with my 7-year-old cousin. But other than that, I wasn't checking the news. I wasn't checking social media. I couldn't text my mom. My mom couldn't text me.
Nice. Oh, what a gift that was.
It was a gift.
I'm glad you enjoyed your weekend. If you taped the Mariner games, spoiler alert, or the Seahawk game.
Don't say anything.
Or the Huskies Cougar game. So I asked the guys to come in, and Heather, you as well, to ask this Mariner weekend. And Aaron Granillo, you joined us, I think it was last Thursday or Friday.
Friday. Before
and we asked for your kind of your state of the Mariner Union and what your predictions were for the weekend and for the remaining, at that time, 9 games of the season, and how it was really time to start talking about postseason baseball in Seattle. as we have been for the last 16 days, 15 games of the Mariners.
20 years.
20, thank you.
Sorry.
24 if you really want to lean into it. There's a magic number of 3.
Yes.
And when was the last time we talked magic number in this town?
I don't know.
It was 2001.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, to win the West, the magic number is 3. So if you haven't followed baseball or kind of understand how the playoff system works, 3 means a combination of Mariners wins and Astros losses. So if we win 2 and Astros lose 1, that equals 3. We win the West. We are in it. That does not guarantee the number 2 seed overall, which is what we're all shooting for right now, because right now you have a 2-game lead over the Detroit Tigers, who are free-falling right now. So if you happen to win the West and also get the number 2 seed, you have home field advantage in the American League divisional round.
Right. And
so you bypass the wild card, you move.
You get a little break.
Straight. Yeah.
You get a little rest and relaxation for your ball club to kind of soothe some soreness and catch your breath. And like you said, home field advantage in a playoff series with a divisional series. Charlie Harger, you wrote a beautiful piece on My Northwest.
Yeah. I was looking back on the 95 run for the playoffs. The Mariners that year, they somehow made it into the playoffs despite
14
all
back
odds.
of the Angels at some point during August, I believe, and then turned it on.
Yeah, they really hit the gas. And if you are a longtime listener to KIRO News Radio, at this very time, every day in 1995, the Dave Ross show would end, and the new guy would start up, and they would do this crosstalk thing where they would talk about the issues of the day. The new guy was Dory Monson.
Yeah, I remember that. He never really amounted to much. You please, before you send your hate text to 888-973-5476, the dear friend who loved this team and this city.
Yeah, and Dory was very much, you got to remember, at that time, 1995, it's September, voters have just rejected a vote that would have increased the sales tax by 0.1 cents in order to pay for a new stadium. It looks like in September of 1995, the Mariners are about to go bye-bye.
I've got a Tampa Bay Mariner t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's somebody bootlegged and made out and distributed. I've got one.
It was really a concern. And Dory, his argument was we should pay this extra tax. The reason being is baseball brings this city together. Playoff baseball will bring the city together like nothing else will. Not like politics, not like entertainment. The thrill of being in the playoffs does something to unite us, and we can throw our politics aside for a while and instead just root on the Mariners. And sure enough, that's when the Mariners started making this playoff run. And if you weren't here at the time, or if you weren't alive at the time, you have no idea what this was like.
Right at you.
Well, that's why they say Griffey, it's the house that Griffey built.
Yeah.
And to your point about the community building of a playoff run for City, if you guys weren't around for 95, you were around for 2013 when the Seahawks did the same thing. And maybe you mean the 12s now. All you got to say is the 12s, and the entire community knows what the value of a shared experience, both good and bad. I mean, go to Chicago and look for a Cub fan. Those guys shared misery, bonded over misery for 100 years. What a sports community brings to a community at large.
And it was really encapsulated. You and I both went to a Bananas game this week.
We did. I went on Friday, yeah.
It was a playoff atmosphere at T-Mobile Park. Completely sold out.
Yes.
These were rabid baseball fans who were just so starved for that community.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody cared if you were a Republican or a Democrat. They just were there for the love of baseball.
Aaron Grinnell was on, what even on air? This was off air for you and I.
Yeah.
And you said, what a gift this Mariner playoff push is for just your peace of mind, because we're so divided, and everyone has a right and to their opinion, and I respect and I treasure mine. I value your ability to have yours.
Yeah.
But this very pleasant, very needed distraction of pro sports to a community.
Absolutely.
Can't be measured.
To your point, Charlie, I was at the last home game the Mariners had where Raleigh hit, who even knows, 56, I think it was? Yeah,
it was
he broke Mickey Mantle's record at that point.
And Ty Jr., yeah.
You know what I did? I high-fived the guy right behind me. Didn't think twice
didn't care who he was.
Didn't care.
Right.
And that's what you do at a ball game. That's what you do at a sporting event. You know, if you're a Democrat or a Republican, or you're political or not, or red, blue, white, purple,
don't pay for homeless, pay for homeless.
we're all
pay
bleeding Northwest green and teal and
yes.
silver right now, rooting for Cal Raleigh to get to 60. It transcends politics.
Yeah, and I have to say, baseball in particular, it's in my view one of the more accessible sports to go watch. There are a lot of games. You can go
the day in, day out of it.
Yeah, I went with a group. My ticket cost $8 over the summer because we bought a bunch of seats. You can't always do that. I love football, but I can't buy your average football ticket to go. But baseball's accessible. And it's a language that all of us kind of understand. I mean, it's got its complicated rules and its complicated math. Aaron and I were trying to figure out, is it 3 wins or 2 losses, or what is the magic number? But at the bottom, the end of the day, a guy hits ball with stick, we cheer.
Guy runs to first base. The guy has flaming orange hair we saw Friday night at the Bananas game. It's something that we all have an experience with, a memory
with. You can watch
with.
Victor Robles make that incredible, insane catch and admire that, whether you understand the game or not.
And this, speaking of Robles' catch on Saturday night, it's amazing how, last weekend we're talking about the Mariners had a possibility of not even making postseason play last week. Yeah. It's this tight amongst not just the AL West, but the American League wildcard story. Robles makes this play at the end of Saturday night's. Laura, I'm sorry if you taped it. This is your spoiler. The Mariners win. M's Blues were blowing, in the process of blowing a 6-run lead. Yeah. The Astros had already delivered a grand slam. They had run 2 runners on with 1 out, and this ball is falling into play that would have at least given the Astros a 6-5 deficit. And Robles comes out of nowhere to make this a career catch.
He was not in the frame of that. If you're watching the game, you think Julio maybe has a chance, and then last second, Robles comes literally flying in.
Yeah, well, like with a cape hanging off his back.
Game-saving, game-winning, franchise-changing catch.
Seriously,
iconic.
If they blow a 6-0 lead on Saturday, who knows what happens on Sunday? The M's could be,
And I'm telling you, man, the stakes of that series, right? Going in, Houston, your arch nemesis, you shut the door on them, and you already win that series. Then you go into Sunday greedy, looking to sweep it, and you shut up the Houston Astros fans in their house.
To your point on Friday, Aaron Granillo, you said that the passing of the torch is upon us.
Yes.
Laura, do you have that play? Because I listen to Rick Riz, who does his day in, day out. It's his job. It's hard to get motivated for some people to go to work. Not Rick Riz. Listen to
a look back at second. The 0-1 pitch. Slider swinging a fly ball into shallow right center field. Hustling in, diving for the ball. Making the catch is Robles. The throw into second base. They are going to double up Myers. Holy smokes, what a play. A season-saving diving catch by Victor Robles in right center field. The toss into second to double up Myers, and the ball game is over. The Mariners hang on and win it.
If the hair on your arm isn't standing right now, call your doctor. You've got a blood flow conductivity problem going on. I don't know, and I'm just looking real too far deep into this. Robles has played 28 games this season. He was injured for a long time. Yeah. This is the guy that threw the bat down in Tacoma. Everybody's like, oh my God, what a guy. And this is the guy who comes out of nowhere to make this catch. I don't know if this guy makes that catch if he's played 120 games this year, 100 games this year. Those were fresh legs. Those were a guy who saw, sitting on the outside looking in during a suspension, and now he's got a chance to make the biggest play of the season.
That is Robles' sort of MO. Is he's the spark plug on the team, right? So he got hurt this year making another stellar catch in San Francisco,
into the right
field ran into
net,
the
right?
netting and dislocated his shoulder.
Yes.
So he had to miss 3-4 months.
And it takes moments like that for a team to rally out, and they've played 14-1 baseball since the witch. I'll keep saying it. And to Heather, to your point about, is it the mustaches? Is it the Etsy witch? Is it whatever makes you believe as a team? Then it's true. Then it works.
Superstitions work in baseball, man. Or the Tito dust apparently in the broadcast booth.
One thing I think about, Spike, is here we are. We're talking about this team. And listen, this is not any means of disrespect to the 2022 team that was able to make it into the playoffs.
Thank you, Big Dumper.
However, is this the team that finally allows us to turn the page on 1995? Because that's the team we talk about here. Even though in 2001 they had the 116 wins,
right? And then
but what team do we talk about?
We talk about Griffey hitting the double down, Edgar hitting the double down the left field line, Junior rounding home.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. But maybe this is the year we do turn the page. And, people 30 years from now are talking about that 2025 team and the Robles catch.
I don't know. A superstition. I hope you just didn't jinx us.
No, I said maybe. I didn't say definitely.
No, but it is time.
I'll keep my mustache.
We had dedicated this break. Laura and I talked about what do you want to open with? What's first things first? It's got to be sports weekend we just sat through. You saw the Seahawks just decimate the New Orleans Saints at home, and of all the naysayers in Week 1, and then they go to Pittsburgh and they play pretty damn well in the second half. And yesterday was just a clinic. It was almost like the New Orleans Saints was like the UW playing UC Davis or the Washington State Cougars. I might have to add.
That was a pretty epic game too.
Laura, play me the longest punt return for a touchdown in Seahawk history.
Kroger is punting. Torrey Horton, the rookie, is deep for the Seahawks. He stands just inside his own 20. I saw Kroger during warm-ups, and he had a couple of rainmakers, and here's one. This is a long, high spiral. Horton back at his own 5, gets 1 block, gets 2 blocks, turns upfield, got some running room across the 30, 35, he may go 40, what a block, midfield 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, Mr. Horton, touchdown, Seahawks! Unbelievable blocks.
You gotta
Great
love.
run by the rookie.
You gotta love.
5 yards.
Oh,
Dave Wyman.
The block. I was going to compliment Raves, but you got to go with Wyman.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a moment. And now the Hawks are taking on. They travel Thursday down to Arizona, play the Cardinals, and here we could be tied for first place by Friday morning, and we could have already won the West by Friday morning.
When was the last time you watched the Seahawks game and not biting your nails?
Relaxed.
That was a weird feeling.
To know it was over. I got people texting me as I watched it from home. I got people texting me, they're going to rest people in the second half. I'm like, because they're playing on Thursday. Yeah, it's what a luxury. It's not something we're used to from people we aren't used to rooting for. And then we get to the Apple Cup. And I almost feel for my Cougar brethren. I've got friends who are Cougars, but not a lot of them in the room, I've noticed. I kind of selected this way. The Cougars, it was a closer game than I thought it would be for a long time during the ball game.
Yeah.
And then things just overpowered the Washington State Cougar roster. I think our guys having bigger, deeper roster just kind of wore down the Cougars. And it was an incredible game by all accounts. So here's a team now that is 3-0, still unranked, despite Saturday's blowout win over Washington State. And here comes the number one. Here comes my reality check. I'm not living in fantasy land. This Saturday at Husky Stadium, the number one team in the nation, the defending national champion, comes to town. So what
Heather Bosch is a Husky.
How did you know?
I knew that.
Yeah, so there's going to be some bias here. I would just take a little of what she has to say for granted here.
The only thing that was a little, I don't know if I want to say I'm sad, but I miss having the Apple Cup in the fall.
Yeah.
No,
because
you're
I think
spot
that's
on.
a factor. I think the Cougs, they used to say, we play one game a year, and it's that Apple Cup. And they play the spoiler a lot of times. And I think when you have that momentum building through the year, then I think the Cougars would have done better if the game had been played in November. I mean, I truly do.
Well, first off, Martin Stadium would have been at 8 degrees. It would have been ice
would
storm.
have been the edge.
Yeah, right. And this high-powered Husky offense, which scored now on 18 straight drives.
Crazy.
There wasn't a punt on Saturday. I don't know if there was a punt in the UC Davis game. These guys, but much like the Seahawks and the Saints, this was kind of a tune-up for what now matters is like the meat of your season. And here comes OSU, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Huskies could play a perfect game, which I think it would take to beat Ohio State.
Just looking at the early spread, by the way, Ohio State 9.5-point favorite.
That's
touchdown and field goal.
That seems about a realistic spread for me with OSU coming to town.
Yeah, we played the underdogs before, so
and won at home, but we haven't beat a first place team at home. I think since like '61. I think I saw.
So we're due, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're due.
G. Scott is driving down the road right now, and he is listening and he is shaking his head. He is shaking his
that
head.
I'm not even allowed to have
Because
a
we
glimmer of
haven't
hope.
said the Ohio State.
I said
probably.
the. Didn't I say
did
the?
you? Yeah,
I thought I
heard.
did.
Yeah.
I thought, with all due respect to defending national champs, I'll give them their due. But this is a pretty damn good Husky football team. And who was it? I think somebody was. I saw. I'm not going to out the guy, but he was a local writer and a local broadcaster who's a diehard Cougar fan who was just spinning some sour grapes into vinegar on social media on Saturday about the Huskies, and he can't wait until our coach Fish has his nose rubbed in it by the OSU, or the Ohio State University of Saturday.
It's all in fun.
It is.
It's all.
And let's just lean into how much fun it is today.
Yeah.
Or maybe the best sports Monday we've had in this town in a long time. Charlie Harger, Aaron Granillo, Heather Bosch, thank you so much for getting us started today. Laura, sorry we blew all your taped
Just
sporting
gonna go
events.
home and delete everything.
You're going to free up your DVR.
Yeah.
Nicely done. When we come back, it's a Jake and Spike. Jake Skorheim is taking a day today to make sure he is as healthy as possible and up to speed when he gets back to work. When we come back, we'll talk about Hollywood's standing in line behind Jimmy Kimmel and why it is completely toothless and worthless. I want more. We'll be right back after these.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Are you road trip ready? Bucky's Complete Auto Repair will make your car safe and dependable with expert service and old-fashioned care. Brakes, oil change, factory service, and more. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Bucky's.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Brian Forth. I'm the founder and president at Site Crafting. We're based in Tacoma, Washington, and we're a full-service digital agency. Our clients are really important to us, but nothing happens without the team that we've built here at Site Crafting. And so it's very important to me as a business owner to provide the best benefits we can within our budget to make sure that families were taken care of and that they did not have the stress of having to deal with healthcare benefits, buying them on their own or anything else. AWB's Health Choice is the best option for me as a small business owner compared to the larger corporations. We just don't have the buying power, and Health Choice fills that for us. They allow us to offer best-in-class benefits to our employees. They're very happy being able to keep their doctor, getting labs covered, x-rays, all those pieces that could be big out-of-pocket expenses if they didn't have Health Choice.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide.
based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. Police say a man opened fire outside an Amazon delivery center in Columbus, Georgia today. This sparked a brief standoff. Officers say the man died of a self-inflicted wound. No other injuries reported. We now know the identities of the 4 soldiers who died when their Black Hawk helicopter crashed near Olympia last week. Spokeswoman Jacqueline Hill.
These soldiers, they're assigned to the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment Airborne, and they were based at JBLM.
2 of the fallen soldiers were from Western Washington, 25-year-old Sergeant Donovan Scott and 23-year-old Jadalyn Good. 35-year-old Warrant Officer Andrew Cully was from Missouri, and 39-year-old Warrant Officer Andrew Krause was from Florida. The UN Security Council meets today to discuss Russian fighter jets illegally entering Estonian airspace. Poland, a NATO member, shot down Russian drones in its airspace 2 weeks ago. John Sullivan is a former U.S. ambassador to Russia.
There are no coincidences. These aren't accidents. These aren't mistakes. These are intentional provocations.
He believes Russia is testing NATO and the U.S. France is joining a growing number of countries recognizing a Palestinian state. The largely symbolic move is meant to pressure Israel to end its war against Hamas in Gaza. Israel says the move rewards terrorists. Here in the U.S., President Trump expected to announce a link between acetaminophen or Tylenol to an increased risk of autism.
I think it's a very big factor.
Doctors and the maker of Tylenol say the science does not support that claim. Dr. Celine Gounder's concerned.
Will women end up taking other medications like aspirin or ibuprofen during pregnancy?
Which she says is dangerous. A killer whale sighting near the Tacoma Narrows Bridge is giving conservationists hope. More from KIRO 7 TV's Deborah Horn.
It was a sight for the ages.
Wow, that is awesome.
Members of the J-Pod, among the endangered southern resident killer whales, playing and presumably eating near the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, the first time in half a century. This has the whale-watching community cheering.
It means our salmon are doing well. The restoration of that ecosystem is going strong, and that's just beautiful news.
Beautiful news indeed.
Even better, a new baby whale was spotted with the J-Pod. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 115 points. NASDAQ ahead 164. Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Here I am. Heather, Closets by Design has our update. In Renton, we've got a new collision that's northbound 405 at Sunset Boulevard, blocks 2 right lanes. That leaves 1 lane open, and you're backed up to State Route 167. Renton to Bellevue right now is a 25-minute drive. Both directions of I-5 are looking good through downtown Seattle. The north end is clear. South 405 beginning to fill in between Factoria and the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton's a 20-minute commute. Tacoma to Olympia is still looking good at 40 minutes. We've got a new crash just west of Olympia at southbound 101 on Mud Bay Road, and this collision has your off-ramp fully blocked right now. And a reminder, east of the mountains, Blewett Pass is closed due to a wildfire. No estimation when this is going to reopen. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing sunshine with highs in the low 70s. It's 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jay Skorheim's taking a day to recover from a bit of a cough and cold. I'm glad to bring it into work. Laura Scott's with me today. We've all been living through the last almost week of the aftermath of not just the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but the media tug of war afterward for your particular point of view. And we can talk about whether the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel for what's been deemed very tasteless vile jokes by some account on his program the Monday after Kirk's assassination merited his indefinite suspension from his parent broadcast company, ABC. And if the FCC's pending deal between parent company Nexstar and Tegna and Sinclair Media's position in front of the FCC had any bearing on whether or not this decision to bench Jimmy Kimmel was based on ratings and the business model of a diminishing return for late-night broadcast television in general, or if it was, as many people suspect and are proclaiming, the direct result of an administration that doesn't like negative comments or press about itself, using the federal government to lean into a situation and have the FCC chair go on a very popular conservative broadcast and say we can do things the easy way or the hard way. And if these networks don't take action to reel in Jimmy Kimmel's comments, then the FCC has more work to do. Now, we can debate what was the onus behind this firing, but let's talk about the aftermath. And today there is an open letter from over 400 actors, directors, producers, members of the entertainment industry on both screen and stage, both Broadway performers and movie and television performers, calling on this administration, or actually basically defending free speech. I don't want to paraphrase the open letter too much here, but it is 430 of Hollywood's biggest names saying we are at a junction in American history where our most cherished right, the right to free speech, the very First Amendment, is in many people's views in jeopardy. Hundreds of stars signed this open letter defending the free speech after Jimmy Kimmel's suspension is the headline. And this is in the Seattle Times article today. It's from the Associated Press. Mark Kennedy is the author. And we've got everybody from Meryl Streep to Robert De Niro to Lin-Manuel Miranda to Tom Hanks, Jennifer Aniston, you name it.
Even Selena Gomez.
Even Selena. I was getting to Selena Gomez. I was going through chronologically.
I can't believe you didn't name her first.
Selena Gomez, when Selena Gomez speaks.
America listens.
America listens. And by the way, her co-stars in Nothing But Murder in the Building.
Only Murders in the Building.
Only Murders. I haven't watched it yet.
It's basically Nothing But Murder in
Nothing
that
But
building.
Murders in that building. Only Murders in the Building. That's all they got in that building, and I can't believe they don't have any vacancies. Anyway, my point is this: an open letter to America, to the Trump administration, calling for the reinstatement of Jimmy Kimmel to Jimmy Kimmel Live. I think it's toothless. I think it's wonderful that they are showing their public support for Jimmy Kimmel. I think that they going public with the American Civil Liberties Union, which is an organization I belong to, full disclosure, I donate to on a regular basis. I think they defend the Bill of Rights, and that's something we all should treasure, is our rights given to us by the Constitution, if you so fancy, by our higher power. But these are our rights as Americans, that what makes us different and better, I think, than any other country on the face of the earth. And it's not just me saying that what the federal government has done here in forcing these companies with a pending merger before the FCC, before Chairman Brendan Carr, who makes the decision at the behest of the leader of the Republican Party and the American government, President Donald Trump, who gets what from this government in the way of exemptions for a percentage of ownership in a marketplace, which Sinclair is seeking right now, for a massive merger that would give Nexstar and Tegna 80% of the streaming and broadcast rights to professional sports, live sports broadcast in this country, not just professional, but college as well. These are multi-billion-dollar corporations trying to consolidate to make even more money by owning who gets to hear what. When a government says you can't have speech that we disagree with, President Trump said in a moment with a reporter on Air Force One that companies that give 90, he quoted these numbers, which I know have no basis in fact, and the president does that. He likes to speak, and he speaks off the cuff. A lot of people find that an endearing quality. That 90% of coverage is a hit on Trump, and they shouldn't be allowed to do that. They've got license. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. That in itself is your evidence that this administration is against and cracking down on dissenting speech. And don't just take my word for it. Ted Cruz, by no means a liberal, by no means even unbiased in his political views. I disagree with everything he says mostly, and I hate his travel schedules. Ted Cruz says, I think it's unbelievably dangerous for government to put itself in a position of saying we're going to decide what speech we like and what we don't, and we're going to threaten to take you off the air if we don't like what you're saying. This is Ted Cruz from his podcast. And I'll give you Brendan Carr, FCC chairman, in previous quotes that previous tweets, I should say, that he sent out throughout his career. In 2019, he tweeted out, should the government censor speech it doesn't like? Of course not. The FCC does not have a roving mandate to police speech in the name of public interest. This is the chair of the FCC in a time when he was an independent thinker. He said in 2022, President Biden is right. Political satire is one of the oldest and most important forms of free speech. It challenges those in power while using humor to draw more people into the discussion. These are truths, and you shouldn't have to be in one political ideology or another to recognize their truths. So when 400-plus stars and power players in Hollywood, 430 to be exact, TV and stage stars, so those comedians, directors, writers, add their names to an open letter from the American Civil Liberties Union, arguing that this is a dark moment for freedom of speech in our nation, I say it's a wonderful gesture, but nothing more. It has no teeth. If this is indeed about money, if this indeed was a business decision by ABC affiliates that Jimmy Kimmel's comments were across some movable line and bad for business, they're making a business decision, then I think it behooves the 430 movie, TV, and stage stars, comedians, directors, writers, to not just write an open letter, but to withhold work. Put your livelihood where your mouth is. If you want to have skin in the game, put some skin in the game. If you want to move the needle at these mega corporation media conglomerates that are moving to control everything we see and hear, then withhold your services. There's talk of stars boycotting the red carpet at Disney movie premieres coming up. And it would be a pretty embarrassing thing for Disney to have to deal with, to see movie premieres with none of their stars out promoting their films. You want to really make a statement? Show up at your premiere. Have a piece of tape over your mouth. Have your speech silenced. Make a statement that way. Or withhold services. Put some skin in the game. I think we are at an important junction in American history. I think there's legitimacy to the claim that this administration is moving to silence free speech. I think the president's words, the director of the FCC's words in public bear that out to be true. And if you have a disagreeing point of view, I respect it. And I fight for your right to say it. Ted Cruz can get on TV and say whatever he likes. The members of Congress, of the Senate, the president himself can go anywhere he wants to say whatever he wants. And you and I should have the exact same right to do so. Even Jimmy Kimmel. If you don't like him, it's amazing. As George Carlin once said, your TV and radios come with these two amazing buttons. One changes the channel, one turns it off. I hope you're moved enough to lean into fighting for your rights. And if you want to, turn me off, that's fine. Jake will be back tomorrow speaking to your point of view. If you don't share it with mine, that's okay. That's what makes us who we are. If you don't like what I'm saying, text us. We'd love to hear from you. We'll give your point of view air. At the end of the show, when we share text into the broadcast, 888-973-5476. We'd love to hear from you. When we come back, we're going to lighten the tables a little bit, talk about something a little more fun. Laura, let me as I reacquaint myself with the sundial and where we are today on our show, we're going to talk about next tattoos. I think they should be painful. I think there should be, as I said, skin in the game. There's now a painless tattoo process available to people.
And I want it.
And I think you should feel it. You should physically suffer.
We'll debate.
We'll debate. We'll discuss and debate respectfully when we come back. It's the Jake and Spike Show. We'll be right back.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah. Passport, then RV.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
If you use the carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good-to-Go account, you'll soon receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Enjoy the comfort of home plus the thrill of adventure at Angel of the Winds RV Resort. Spacious RV sites, clubhouse with heated pool, indoor fitness center, walking trails, dog park, competitive rates. You want to talk about luxury? This is Washington's only 10-10-10 plus rated RV resort by Good Sam. Book your stay today. RVwinds.com for the ultimate getaway. Go now.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Hey football fans, Steve Rabel here. You know what makes Washington State truly special? It's the people, the everyday champions who serve, care, and connect. This fall, your local credit union, WSECU, is proud to celebrate 4 of these inspiring individuals as part of Washington's Community Champions. Serving Washington since 1957, WSECU is the only credit union named a Forbes Best Credit Union 5 years in a row. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your hero today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jake Skorheim's taking a day to recover, and Laura Scott's in the studio with me. A story shared to us by the New York Times, I believe, was the origin of this story. I don't want to miss.
I thought it was the Atlantic.
Oh, it is the Atlantic. You're right. It's the Atlantic. It's that left-leaning rag that I love and subscribe to, the Atlantic magazine. Full disclosure again. And this speaks to a new painless tattoo procedure that's sweeping the nation. And I myself have 5 tattoos. Laura, I don't know if you are a tattooed person at all, and you don't need to share. I don't want to reach into your personal lives.
I have 0. I'll say
okay.
that right now. I have 0 tattoos, and it's because I'm afraid of how much it would hurt.
It does. It really does.
Plus, all the places I would want them, like the cute, girly places, are like the most hardcore side of my ribs.
Yeah,
you know,
the underside of your arm. It's funny.
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids, and both are walking works of art, to put it as graciously and as accepting as I can. My oldest started getting tattoos as soon as it was legal, and my youngest started even sooner. I believe his 18th birthday was when his first tattoo idea came along. And my youngest, Darby's first tattoo was very tasteful and on the side of the calf, which is a good place for it, you know. The second tattoo on my youngest was on the shoulder, you know, above the right there at the
another classic.
Another classic.
The mom tattoo.
Right, to share a trip to commemorate our trip to Ireland. My kid's first experience.
The Celtic symbol,
the Celtic
right?
band, right? And it's beautiful. It was my kid's 3rd tattoo that gives me pause for concern. And all my kids' tattoos, of course, since they were, you know, bargains, came the old-fashioned needle into the arm method. And if you've ever had a tattoo, it's a long and sometimes painful process. As you mentioned, Laura, most of the places that ladies like to get tattoos are the most tender spots for a person.
The most hardcore.
Yeah, it's the most hardcore. You got to really want it. And to give a tattoo option to someone without any pain, I think, you know, this is the old man, get off my skin, get off my tattoo table talking. You know, I think it cheapens the process and cheapens the commitment. You know, I mentioned my younger's tattoos because the last one was a spur-of-the-moment decision and the biggest tattoo. Beautiful work, but the back of my youngest arm now has an 8-inch black scorpion.
Whoa.
Going down the back of my kid's arm. And my kid came home from I knew my kid was going to the Seattle Tattoo Expo. They told me ahead of time, going to the Tattoo Expo. I'm like, okay. I should have thought in my head, you better say it out loud. Don't get swept up.
Nothing bigger than a quarter.
Right? Don't get swept up into this. Oh, it's here. They're making deals. It's a bargain tattoo. They're making deals. My kid came home with this, you know, 8-inch all black tattoo, beautiful work. But this scorpion, it's like something out of a Tarantino movie, on the back of his arm. And he, you know, I think I told the story on the air, came in Sunday morning. I'm making brunch. Everybody's over for a family brunch. My kid says, if I show you something, you promise not to get mad. So you can't ask for problems like that. What do you got? They got this tattoo. My wife had this program, at least this policy, for my oldest daughter, which she ignored. If you get a tattoo someplace that it won't be seen if you're wearing an evening gown. You know, you never see a first lady at a state dinner with a tattoo on their arm. You haven't seen that. And once you get a tattoo on your arm, I think you just take yourself off the table for that potential. What tattoo do you want to get, Laura?
I've always wanted a daffodil on my ribcage.
Oh, lovely.
It's my favorite flower.
Yeah.
But it's going to hurt. I don't know. If I
don't
could
know.
go under anesthetic for it, like...
You can't go under anesthetic. They need you to be conscious. You can't drink. They're respectable, responsible.
This is what they're saying. Elective anesthesia. You fall asleep, you wake up, the tattoo's on your body.
I don't know if really?
There's nothing.
And there's no pain?
Yeah. But here's the thing. It costs $29,000.
To not feel the pain?
Yeah.
Ball tequila? No, I'm sorry. I kid.
Well, and what if you fall asleep, they put it in the wrong spot? You can't say, whoa, stop. That looks totally wrong.
Right.
You could wake up with a forehead tattoo for all you know.
Or it's backwards, because that's the picture you took in the mirror and sent them.
Yeah.
Didn't you have the common sense to know that I wanted it spelled forwards? I don't want to look at it in the mirror and see it. I want other people to see it.
That's why mom's easy. Same both ways.
Just do me a favor. Think about it first. Get it drawn on with henna. Live with it for a while. I say this to you because my own kids didn't listen to my parental advice. Would you do me the favor?
I'm your last chance.
As show dad, would you at least think about it?
Oh, I'll think about it forever because I think it's going to hurt.
Okay.
And I don't want to do it.
We can start a GoFundMe. Get Laura's first tattoo.
Yeah, let's
we
do that.
We could do that for you. Jake's brother is a tattoo artist, by the way.
That's true.
We can get you a screaming deal.
That's true.
And when he goes pain-free.
And you know what they say about bargain tattoos?
They're forever, is what they ought to say. What they do say. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to our own Jacob Rommel because there's a story in the news that he's got some firsthand experience about. We've told you before that Mayor Harrell, that's hard to say. I hope that Wilson wins just because it's easier to say. Mayor Harrell wants other cities to contribute more to the King County Regional Homeless Authority because our problem is going to become their problem if we don't address this problem. Jacob Rommel's got some firsthand experience with the homelessness crisis in the city. He's going to join us next. We'll be right back.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens has given me back clear vision. They've performed over 80,000 successful lens replacement surgeries. At Sharp Vision, you'll get the best price combined with the best experience. Sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E, -vision.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details. Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling September 29th. Free Good to Go sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim, and when I needed my roof fixed, Valentine Roofing went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done and sent me all the details with a link to pictures and video from the service. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened on my roof, if your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches will fall, and the rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic and clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. This fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING and get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Walt Disney Company has just announced that Jimmy Kimmel's late night show will return tomorrow. Earlier, hundreds of celebrities signed an open letter urging Americans to defend free speech following the suspension of his show. John Baird's outside the studio.
Local residents and some tourists were walking by the studio early today. A few of them were taking pictures. Most of them said they felt the show must go on.
And it was disappointing that the network that controls Jimmy Kimmel caved.
I think when you hold a president to a lower standard than a comedian, I think we're in trouble.
One man who claimed to work on the show said so far it's business as usual and that people are still on the job. John Baird for CBS News, Hollywood.
President Trump and Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. are to make an announcement this hour that's believed to be about autism and its possible causes. CBS's Natalie Brand is at the White House.
Administration officials are expected to warn against the use of Tylenol by pregnant women unless they have a fever. Now, Tylenol has long been advised as a safe medication for those symptoms, such as fever, which is extremely dangerous if you're pregnant. Other drugs like ibuprofen are not advised by doctors. So medical experts are worried about confusion here and potential impacts to expecting mothers.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
I think women for many years, in fact for decades, Ed, have been confused by the rapid increase in autism in this country, in the childhood epidemic, that is chronic epidemic, disease epidemic that is plaguing America's youth. Women are confused about that and they want answers to that. And that's exactly what this administration is focused on finding.
Reporter Stacey Lynn has the latest on the TikTok negotiations.
Senior White House officials say the deal is going to save TikTok for over 170 million U.S. users while making sure that it's safe and secure. For that, Oracle will serve as a security provider, controlling everything from how the app is on your phone, how it's updated, how the algorithm works, and how the data is stored. The president's expected to sign an executive order on it later this week. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a bill into law today that limits restroom access for transgender people in government buildings and schools.
I'm about to sign a law that says no men in women's restrooms. This is just common sense.
On Wall Street today at the closing bell, stocks were higher, the Dow up 66 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What was found with a body believed to be accused killer Travis Decker. But first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Hey, thank you, Heather. Closets by Design has our update. Renton, North 405 at Sunset Boulevard. We've still got a crash now just blocking the right lane. We had a couple lanes blocked for a while. You're backed up to State Route 167. This has northbound 167 slow from 180th up to 405 in the exit lane to North 405. Renton to Bellevue, you've got about a 10-minute delay. South 405 is crowded from Factoria to Sunset. Bellevue to Renton's at 20 minutes. Our lake bridges are wide open. South 5 heading into Seattle starts a crowd just a bit there in the U District in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle still looking great at 15 minutes. North 5, you're going to slow at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Got a collision southbound I-5 in South Tacoma at 56. It's blocking the far right exit lane. Tacoma to Olympia, 40 minutes. And in Olympia, we cleared that crash southbound 101 at Mud Bay Road. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Tacoma police say a suspect is now in custody in a broad daylight shooting along South Warner Road yesterday.
Here's Shelby Boyd with Tacoma Police.
Our officers arrived on scene. They located 2 victims of gunshot wounds. One victim died of the wounds. The other was transported to a local hospital in critical condition.
Just before midnight, Officers arrested an adult male on suspicion of murder and assault. No word on what led to that shooting. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
We're learning more about what investigators found with a body near Leavenworth that they believe is Travis Decker, the man accused of murdering his daughters in the area in June. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison.
So I am confirming the shirt that we saw on scene is a match for what Travis was last seen wearing, in addition to shorts, which were U.S. Rangers shorts. They were also a match, and also personal items to include chewing tobacco, was consistent with what he had chewed, a bracelet, which is consistent with what we'd seen in photos of him wearing.
They're still waiting for DNA test results. Chelan County has raised evacuation levels for 2 wildfires in central Washington. People near Highway 97 and Blewett Pass are at level 3 get out now evacuations, and the pass is closed because of the Labor Mountain fire. People near the Aniot Valley are also at level 3 due to the Sugarloaf fire. That's burning about 25 miles northeast of Leavenworth. In sports, Seattle cleaned up over the weekend. Let's start with the Mariners, who won all 3 games against the Astros. Highlights including this.
J.P. Crawford with his second grand slam of the season.
The Mariners have a chance to win the West as early as Wednesday. They face the Rockies at home tomorrow. Seahawks football, not even close.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Torrey Horton with a 95-yard punt return, the longest in Seahawks history, as the Hawks routed the New Orleans Saints 44-13 at the Apple Cup. Not even heaven could help the foes of Washington. The Wazoo Cougars falling to the Huskies 59-24 in the annual rivalry game. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing sunshine today with highs in the low 70s. It's 67 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the 1 o'clock hour of the Jake and Spike Show. Jake Skorheim's out today. I'm Spike O'Neill. Laura Scott's sitting with me, and now we welcome Jacob Rommel to the show. Before we get to our regularly scheduled discussion of the homelessness situation in the city of Seattle and Mayor Harrell's latest attempt to, I don't know if it's address homelessness or save his floundering mayoral candidacy, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Breaking news, as you heard in the national and local updates, Jimmy Kimmel. It's been announced that Disney will return Jimmy Kimmel to his regularly scheduled programming, Jimmy Kimmel Live, starting tomorrow night. Jacob, you as a guy who has to listen to what we say here on the air, not just this show, but all shows, and monitor our content and deal with the fallout of things that we say. What do you think of this? What do you think of him coming? I know it's the last second. I apologize for not giving you a chance.
Listen, that's
I'll
the
get your
nature
authentic thoughts
of the business. Yeah, it's wild. I don't think I expected this. I'm curious if you thought they were going to bring him back. I'm also curious if you participated, Spike, in any of the boycotts. There were a lot of people out there canceling their Disney Plus subscriptions if they had them.
Oh, great question. I'm married to an addict who's addicted to the Star Wars universe, the Marvel universe. I couldn't, if Mickey Mouse came to my home right now and infested my insulation with rodent droppings, I would still not be able to cancel my Disney Plus subscription.
I'll say this. I watched Rogue One, and then I canceled.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You didn't like Rogue One?
I knew that because I really enjoyed the show Andor, which is
Andor.
a Star Wars show that leads up to the events of the film Rogue One, and I hadn't seen Rogue One since it came out, which was 2016. So
interesting.
I was like, I gotta watch. I had it on my to-do list to watch Rogue One. It's like, I'll do that, and then I don't know if it's more than I should admit, but yeah.
No. Let's meet the real Jacob Rommel.
Here's the other thing: even if there's not a political motivation for it, 90% of the things I'm subscribed to, I don't need to be. So on some level, it's also just a good cleaning up of my financials.
Solid economic advice.
There's very little downside.
Yeah, you bet.
Take a break from Disney stuff for a moment. I also will say this doesn't change anything about my. I'm not going to resubscribe to Disney Plus
for coming back.
Yeah, not until they release another season of Andor, which they're not going to do. There's only going to be 2 of them. So anyway. What will be interesting to watch moving forward is this is ABC's decision to bring Jimmy Kimmel back to the air. The open question is, how will Sinclair and Nexstar respond? They were the two entities that were putting pressure on ABC, saying that they don't want to air Kimmel anymore.
They were the largest affiliate ownership groups.
Exactly.
Right.
And this decision has nothing to, they could still decide not to carry Jimmy Kimmel moving forward. So we'll see if they stick to their guns, what that means moving forward. I'm surprised by this outcome. I guess even if I thought maybe they'd bring Kimmel back eventually, I think I probably thought it would take a little bit longer to work this stuff out.
Do you think there was a groundswell, Lauren, and I'd like your input on this too, was there a groundswell against Disney? I mean, there was, as Jacob mentioned, did you cancel your subscription? I saw numerous people talking about boycotting Disney. I mentioned in the 12:30 break that these 430 power players in Hollywood, whether they be actors, directors, stage or screen writers, all signing this open letter through the ACLU for Disney to not kowtow to what they saw as government pressure. Mm-hmm. And the FCC chair's open comments about, do the right thing or else. And President Trump saying this guy was next and these two were next. And you think the backlash, I ask both of you, was the backlash to this public outcry against what a lot of people felt was an attack on First Amendment rights? Did that have a hand in Disney's decision to bring Kimmel back, in just your opinion?
Well, we said minutes ago that letter was toothless and maybe it had more bite than we thought.
Well, maybe me saying, hey, walk off the job. And maybe there was talk of that happening. Maybe there was talk outside of just that open letter to through the ACLU for Disney stars to boycott their premieres, to start, showing it right. And that's the face of Disney.
I mean, my question is, will this merger fall through? That would be the real next thing to watch is will there be government FCC consequences for Disney in bringing Kimmel back? And we don't know the terms of Kimmel coming back either. The terms he was issued at the beginning were pretty harsh. He had to make a donation to Turning Point USA. He had to issue a public apology.
Well, that was Sinclair's request, right?
Sinclair, yes.
Yeah. Again, which we'll see if that's a great point. We don't know the nature of. So what I've read is that ABC is saying we had great conversations with Jimmy Kimmel.
Before or after their decision?
I believe
after.
Yes. So they take him off the air and they say in the interim they had some very productive discussions.
From what I understand of the timeline that's been presented, and here's the thing: we don't know. Everyone has a narrative to deal into, and I respect that everyone's audience wants to hear different things. I've heard a narrative saying that they came to Jimmy Kimmel after that Monday night show and said, we need you to tone this down. He said, I have no intention of doing that. And Sinclair said, we need you to apologize and donate. He goes, I have no intention of doing that.
Right.
And their comments, and I think there may be some validity to that, we wanted to de-escalate, turn down the temperature on this situation. And letting Kimmel go live the next night, given the scenario, I don't know that he had the self-control to do that. Or if it was in his best interest as a brand. Far beyond broadcast television, because I don't think whatever happens to Jimmy Kimmel moving forward, he's got value to somebody and he'll be a brand available somewhere.
I mean, and you see so many precedents for someone, being quote unquote or, canceled to some extent.
Right.
Them going on to leveraging the attention that they get for that cancellation to go on to be an even bigger star in the sense that, like, I don't know, you watch someone like Conan right now, who's almost, to me personally, more relevant in terms of the content that I consume, because I see his Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend clips. I'm watching certainly more of those than I'm watching segments
late
from
night
Jimmy
TV.
Kimmel. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if I'm Kimmel, is there some part of him that doesn't want to come back, right? Like that he would be better off staying off the air and starting his own thing where he's not really responsible to ABC or affiliates or all these people that are causing him headaches right now.
And I think there's a lot of validity to that future for him because, as was pointed out by the side that said this was a business decision, it may very well end up having been, there's diminishing returns for late night broadcast television. As I've watched Kimmel clips. I haven't made appointment viewing of 11:30 television, and I couldn't tell you how long. My 80-year-old aunt stayed with us for a month. She literally would stay up and watch these things live because that was the pattern those were her habits. I don't think that's the model anymore.
Yeah.
And you're right, Jimmy Kimmel's content creation is being disseminated to multiple platforms as we are now an on-demand society.
He's big on YouTube, but the show's been on air for what, over 20
years? Over 20 years.
Yeah.
Here, that's one of the things that perplexed me in all these conversations, and a lot of people speculating on, Stephen Colbert, this idea that he was losing CBS $40 million a year, and the like. These shows also function as marketing agents, right? Like in the sense that the fact that, for example, Disney wouldn't have this show to trot out their stars of their newest movie. It's a way to earn media coverage that has been historically, and I still think currently, although perhaps not as intensely as it was when it's Johnny Carson or
sure,
or
when we had 3 channels to choose from, and that was it.
That's still
and you watched it when it was live, or that was it.
That's still a fiduciary thing to consider when you. I don't know. It just in terms of how these things make money or don't. That's a factor that Disney, I imagine, is considering when they're deciding whether or not this is something they're willing to lose.
And financial numbers are so fungible.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about how, Kimmel lost this much, Colbert lost that much. You're talking about then the ad revenue from late night broadcast television, probably not taking into account the digital revenue generated from these guys being on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
That factors into Disney's overall, or whatever, Paramount, whomever's overall decision of whether or not to have this, as you mentioned, this vehicle on their network to promote everything else that they do.
Yeah.
And to promote him and monetize him as well in every capacity that he has. I think you might be right. I think Jimmy Kimmel might come out tomorrow night and quit.
Oh my God!
And say, "Follow me here."
What a fascinating!
Would that be the
so
greatest
funny.
thing ever? I think Laura's point though. Does this? That's a great one. Does this merger? Does the FCC dare not approve this merger with Jimmy Kimmel's back on the air
with this many eyes?
Right. I mean, this you put it in plain sight. You were FCC chair Brendan Carr. You got cocky enough to say in the public airwaves, whether just through a podcast, but still, it reached everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's on every news channel in the country. You said, "Do what's right, or we'll have more to do." Well, he's back. Mm-hmm. Did the network give him cover by saying we reeled him in? Does that give the FCC cover?
Yeah. No.
And how dare they not approve that? I mean, First off, I don't know if they should approve it on the merits alone. Giving one company 80% of all sports broadcasts in America seems a little dangerous.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it creates such a fascinating incentive structure, right? Because presumably, if you're Trump and this consolidation of the media makes rich people more money, is my understanding of how these things work. Which I think
Hale as old as time, to coin a Disney phrase.
Yeah, I think that the Trump administration probably wants to push this through this deal. And it really complicates some things that otherwise might be fairly simple. I will say, acknowledging the decline of late night independent
broadcast.
I do imagine either way, however this goes, we see more actors and actresses eating increasingly hotter wings. If you're familiar with
I am.
hot ones, that's the direction that is all these things are going. So if I'm an actor or an actress, I'm probably working on my capacity to handle spicy foods, because I think that's going to become more of a responsibility.
I thought of it when you said that he probably becomes even more powerful if he leaves broadcast television. If he had
Yeah, it seems plausible to me.
Like, to quote another, if you strike me down, I will return only to return stronger, right?
to speak of a Disney property,
right? Art imitates life at every front here, people.
That's very funny.
All right, let's get back to our real world for just a minute, because we've talked about a problem that everybody faces in this city. Whether you are suffering from being unhoused, experiencing homelessness, or not, the community of the homeless in this city, which is measured at 22,000 currently, despite over $2 billion being spent on the problem in the last 2 years, the number has grown. I wonder what it would be today if they didn't have the efforts made by the city of Seattle. And I'm speaking mostly about the King County Regional Homelessness Authority. Mayor Hell came out on I believe it was the 5th, he issued a letter saying he would like the contributing communities outside of the city of Seattle to contribute more to the King County Homelessness Authority's overall budget, because the city of Seattle provides, I believe, 54% of the operating budget, provides 60% of the beds available to homelessness under the King County Regional Homelessness Authority's purview, but that affects 37 different municipalities in the area. And the city of Seattle is carrying a lion's share. It's 54% of the budget, a lion's share of the budget, providing a lion's share of the bedding available, the resources, actually, to get people off the streets. These other communities are benefiting from this, and Mayor Harrell would like these other communities to contribute more.
Yes. So looking at the history of this regional housing authority, it was founded in 2018, by my understanding. And the explanation for its founding they compare it to something like Sound Transit or King County Metro, right? Like if you're taking a bus, you don't want to have to switch buses
at the city limits.
The city line,
right? Yeah.
I think that this homelessness being a regional issue, it makes a lot of sense to have an overarching agency to handle it. Yeah, personally, am I fairly cynical about Harrell's decision to start criticizing this agency at this stage? I think so. I also, the most salient policy that I've seen from Harrell on homelessness is an increase in sweeps, and that makes the work of the Regional Housing Authority much more difficult. If you are pushing these unhoused people around the city, it's harder to keep track of them and get them services. Is how I would characterize it. So. I don't know. It's a bit of a bummer, but ultimately it's just sad that I just haven't seen any improvement in terms of homelessness in the city I live for my entire time living here.
Well, I think you're right. Obviously, the problem has become more visible to us as the numbers have increased, despite our financial attempts to solve it. I often ask, what would the number be without the work that's been done? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's been an increase to, they say, 22,000 are currently living on the streets in the city of Seattle. But the lack of affordable housing in this city, the cost of the median cost of an apartment in the city has gone up. Mm-hmm. Well, if money hasn't been put toward this problem, I think the number would be incredibly higher than it is today. And that's all speculation, of course. But I mean, I recently, last week, I took my bike to work, and I hate to keep bragging on it, but I don't know when I'll get to do it again. But I literally taking bike trails.
Yeah.
I rode light rail. You mentioned light rail. Uh-huh. I took light rail 4 of the 5 days last week. And a couple of days, instead of taking the light rail home, it was such beautiful weather. We had that late summer push. I rode the bike trails, the walking trails, Burke-Gilman Trail, the Interurban Trail. And the homelessness that I experienced in the Seattle city limits and then beyond, when you get up past the 145th northern border of the city of Seattle, there were homeless encampments all along the trails. Mm-hmm. And when they were down in the city, as I came, one day I actually came from I had an appointment in White Center and brought my bike from there to here after work. And the bike walking trails under the freeway system in downtown Seattle and the waterfronts in Seattle, that's the kind of homelessness that I was used to seeing in this worst example of, garbage strewn, dangerous places. I saw open drug use. Literally 3 foot from riding the bike past blatant open drug use.
Yeah.
And I know, Laura, you experienced the same thing using the trails. We talked about it off air that, there's a feeling of not being safe as you walk through this thing.
Yeah, not after dark, not when there's more, if there's more people around, it feels fine.
Sure.
You get used to it. But, especially as a woman, you just don't want to walk past certain areas. And now those certain areas extend to the Burke-Gilman Trail. And that's a shame,
It is, and you try to use public transportation, and oftentimes bus stops have become mini shelters.
I will say, I took light rail back from the airport a few weeks ago at night after dark, and I was nervous about how it would go. There were a lot of other people on with suitcases and, in it together. Mm-hmm. Crazy guy gets on the train and starts yelling and gesturing at people and clearly unhoused, just not handling things well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, do I get off, move to another car? Within maybe 3 minutes at the next stop, those transit ambassadors, 3 of them, hop on the train, politely, calmly de-escalate and escort him off, follow him off, and then we, pull away. They're all talking to him and giving him some space, but clearly having a conversation.
Handling the situation.
Yeah. And that was new to me, and it made me feel great about taking light rail. I was like, oh, okay, even at 10 o'clock at night, you know?
And I know we spent so much time on Jimmy Kimmel's situation, which I thought was well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your homeless experience in the city, you do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, geez. I mean, it was just this weekend actually for me, but it's a bit of a longer story, so I don't want to.
Can we come back to it?
If we'd like.
We'll revisit that and wrap this story up and move on. Coming back right after these. It's a Jake and Spike show. Don't go anywhere.
That was great. That was really fun.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G? Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years. That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives. We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day. And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations. So next time you're at the grocery store, skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them. Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Costco, Hagen's, or Whole Foods. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, you need Valentine too. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. Whether it's your roof, gutters, or siding, even attic insulation to exterior cleaning, Valentine Roofing has been helping KIRO listeners for the past 15 years. And with zero down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. So do what I did. Call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm, I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never develop cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
For the news you trust.
Breaking news we are getting.
Experience matters.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We're on YouTube, our app, and 97.3 FM.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
CBS News special report. The Walt Disney Company, which owns ABC, says the Jimmy Kimmel Late Night Show will return tomorrow. Here's correspondent Matt Piper.
In a statement, Disney says, last Wednesday we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It's a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. It goes on, we have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday.
Earlier, hundreds of stars from Hollywood to Broadway signed an open letter urging Americans to defend free speech following the show's suspension. ABC suspended it after Kimmel's comments about conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was killed earlier this month. President Trump called Kimmel's suspension great news for America. He's hosted the show since 2003 and the Academy Awards 4 times. CBS News special report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
And I'm Aaron Gordillo with today's Closing Bell Report. Federal trial begins in Seattle this week to decide if Amazon duped customers into buying a Prime membership and made it hard for them to cancel. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon says the Federal Trade Commission filed that lawsuit 2 years ago.
The complaint says Amazon used, quote, manipulative, coercive, or deceptive user interface designs known as dark patterns to trick those customers. Now, neither Amazon nor the FTC responded to requests for comment. Amazon has previously denied any wrongdoing.
And jury selection starts today. Opening statements are set for tomorrow. Costco is recalling more than 3,000 pounds of Kirkland Signature ahi tuna poke. The FDA says the product contains green onions that tested positive for listeria. The contaminated poke was sold across 33 states, including Washington. At the close today on Wall Street, a solid day. Dow up 66, S&P gained 29, NASDAQ ahead by 157. At 1:33 now, we go to Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Seattle Sports has our update. We cleared that collision in Renton, North 405 at Sunset. It's on your right shoulder, though, and drivers are still slowing down at the scene, and that's why we still have a hefty backup approaching 167. South Center to Bellevue's at 35 minutes. That's double the norm. This backup has northbound 167 packed at 180th for those lining up to hop on the North 405. South 405 filling in from Factoria to Sunset Boulevard. Bellevue to Renton's up to 25 minutes. Linwood to Seattle looking good. 20 minutes. You're going to run into some crowding in the U District, and that rolls into downtown. North 5 slows at the Michigan curve up to I-90. In South Tacoma, we cleared that crash. South 5 at 56. Tacoma to Olympia, in fact, has improved to just a half hour. And if you're heading east of the mountains, Blewett Pass is closed due to a wildfire, and no estimated time to reopen as of yet. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Gorgeous start to fall today. We have mostly sunny skies with highs in the low 70s. Warmer tomorrow, along with some hazy sunshine from wildfire smoke. Right now, 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jake Skorheim's taking a day off for health reasons, and we all appreciate the conscientious decision to not drag that muck into our studios as we all share microphones. Speaking of which, Jacob Rahm was sitting at Jake's microphone today. I dare you to come back after he's here.
Okay, wow, yeah.
When we were talking in the last break, we talked about Mayor Bruce Harrell's request from other of the 39 different cities and townships that benefit from the King County Regional Homelessness Authority's work to help contribute into that. And we talked about our experiences in dealing with the homelessness in the city of Seattle. Jacob, you mentioned the sweeps that are Mayor Harrell's probably crown achievement during his administration with regard to the city's homelessness population. You no longer see the massive garbage-strewn encampments along I-5, under our expressways, all those places.
I mean, do you not see them, or have they just moved around, which would be my argument?
That's a great point, because I don't see them. Yeah. And it doesn't mean they're not still out there. They're in our parks now, as we've seen far too many times.
Yeah. They're out of some people's sight, and now they are more in. To your example, when you're on the bike paths, it seems like that might be among the places that they've moved. So, and that as kind of prelude to the story that I have from this weekend. My girlfriend and I get home from a show late Saturday night. We're kind of getting ready for bed, and we hear someone just out, kind of wandering, as sometimes happens, our block, and
hear someone wandering like verbally, so chatting and yakking,
shouting obscenities and just kind of like incomprehensible, incoherent stuff.
That's heartbreaking.
I mean, I will acknowledge, like, I have a decent amount of tolerance for this type of thing. I lived in Belltown for a few years, actually at the height of the Belltown Hellcat situation.
Gosh.
So I mean, like, I live in a city because I am both accustomed and kind of appreciate being around
an
energy
urban
and
vibe.
the noise. Yeah. So I mean, like, it's not something that I complain about. I don't know.
How come I can't hear crickets and frogs? Because you're living in the city.
I know what I've signed up for. So, I'm aware of it, but at the moment, not too concerned. We wake up to a couple missed calls from our landlord, and that's when we learned that that man slept on our neighbor's porch, basically. And so that our neighbor woke up to that guy who had been walking around and yelling. That when he stopped, he stopped on their porch and relieved himself, among us. So he also left a Lime bike in our yard. He was clearly just kind of like doing his thing in
surviving
on our street.
At the expense of you and your neighbor's peace of mind and serenity and place to live. Yeah,
he left some belongings in our compost bin. So there was some, we were just also ready to, our neighbor kind of told him, like, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But because of what was left behind there, we were understanding that he might return for some of the stuff.
Stashed his stuff like in maybe a compost bin. He wasn't getting rid of it. Wasn't hoping it would compost away.
And you can never tell with someone who's kind of experiencing this stuff. But he did return. Unfortunately, I was away, so it was just my girlfriend at home. And once again, he was with someone else at the time, and they were both like yelling at my girlfriend, seeing her through the window. And so just a very harrowing experience. And yeah, I mean, to the extent that it relates to this Harrell story, to my experience living in the neighborhood that I have for the last year or so, you can. It's just very obvious, like, where they're pushing these people.
Okay, so as they're being pushed away from our very visible commuting routes, which I compliment the mayor for. I don't have to see garbage up and down because we all live in the world of how does it affect me. We're all NIMBYs, but we pushed it all into your front yard.
And again, like, I'm not bringing any of this up because I'm complaining or, again, like,
you live in the city. You pay rent where you live. You deserve a safe and clean place with which to rent from.
And I guess I also just want to say I'm not holding obviously this particular person, it was a stressful experience, but ultimately my gripe is with the city government that allows this person nowhere else to be, right? Yeah. No access to the resources that he needs. Or
the King County Regional Homelessness Authority has had 5 different directors since its creation, I believe. There was so much in debt. They spent incredible amounts of money on staffing, on building this infrastructure of this organization.
Yeah.
Startup cost, if you will, for the Regional Homelessness Authority.
And it seems to me that what it became was just a whipping boy for every city to not take responsibility for their actions. Yeah. And then mayors get to say like, oh, it's this housing authority's problem, not mine. Or, that's what they're telling voters.
Do you mind if I ask if as you experience this intrusion into your, not just your identity, but your safety?
Yeah.
Has it given you any pause for living and renting where you do? I mean, have you had conversations, if not thoughts, about if something isn't done, I can't live here anymore?
Less relevant to my safety is whether or not I'll be able to afford it, right?
Like, okay.
I'm being driven out of the neighborhood that I'm in because of rent increases.
Oh, no kidding.
I have that in common with the homeless, that I can't afford to live here, right? It's so I don't know. Yeah, to the consideration for me will be made more on financial terms than it will be on safety terms.
Fair enough. I appreciate your being candid with us. That's. Hey, there's a story, and I'm not sure we have a take on this. We welcome your opinion. Have Jacob Rommel sitting with us for a little bit here. Laura Scott and I doing the show today. Oh, and we're out of time. How do we do this? You're just a conversational wonder. That's how we do this. Okay, let's tease this story and bring it back next, because a local startup, and this was brought to us from GeekWire, who monitors startups and our great asset to the community is GeekWire. A company called Ethosphere has raised $2.5 million in pre-seed venture capital money because they're starting an AI-based retail service where they're going to offer retailers the ability to use microphones and AI to monitor conversations between retailers and their customers with the goal of improving customer service. So to paraphrase, they're going to eavesdrop on you at work if you're in retail. Listen to how you talk to the customers to improve service. What could possibly go wrong? Let's talk about that when we come back. It's the Jake and Spike Show. Jake Skorheim's out today. I'm Spike O'Neill. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Have you heard the saying, chuck in a truck? The guy running a roofing company out of his messy pickup? Well, here's the scary part. Washington doesn't require a test or experience to be a licensed roofer, and they definitely don't require a brick and mortar location. Chuck could be working out of his apartment with 0 employees, hiring random guys off the street. Yikes. And the SBA says 90% of roofers are out of business within 5 years. Jim here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we do things right. We have a real location on Central Avenue in Kent and a team of 50 full-time roofing pros who actually know what they're doing. We're not some fly-by-night outfit. We've put down roots, or in our case, a cement foundation, so you'll always know where to find us. No disappearing acts, no cut corners, just top-quality work from people you can trust. That's RoofSmart. Come see for yourself, or call us at 206-487-4877, or visit us online at GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it." Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
Yikey wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Cal has hit more home runs than any catcher in the history of the game of baseball.
The Mariners are in the hunt for October, and now's the time to pack the park and bring the energy.
The look in by Brash, the payout pitch on the way, and it's strike three called. He got him looking.
We're electric. I feel like the fans can feel that, and we're just going to keep this going.
An absolute tracer from Julio. He has homered in back-to-back at-bats.
Keep bringing the energy. We really need it. Let's go.
Out to right field. Way back there. J.P. Crawford. Game winner walk-off fashion in the ninth inning.
This team has a lot of fight. You guys have been electric. You guys are the key to this, so thank you guys.
The postseason is in our sights. Be here and be loud. Mariners baseball. Seize the moment.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington Community Champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling soon. Free good-to-go sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Buc-ee's Complete Auto Repair. Buc-ee's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Buc-ee's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Buc-ee's.com. Buc-ee's, where your car feels right at home.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. As mentioned a moment ago, a Seattle startup has raised $2.5 million to analyze retail conversations using AI and microphones, and then analyze this interaction between retail workers and customers in an effort to improve the customer experience and the business's ability to deliver good customer service, which can be the difference these days. We've often found that most companies offer similar services as their competition, very little deviation in cost for most services. So it comes down to customer experience and customer service, which I think is a very much a dying quality or skill or even a factor in how people do business these days.
Well, you hear people complain about that all the time, and it feels true. But is this the solution, to video and audio record your employees to make sure that they're talking to, because my first thought on this was, what happened to good old-fashioned secret shoppers? You know?
I remember secret shoppers.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
And the fact that you thought anybody that comes in the door
could be
the guy
kind
who,
of a panopticon effect.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
As opposed to just putting a hand over a mic and telling someone off.
Which often happens after the fact. And maybe that was my next thought was, is this for just customer interaction? Is this for monitoring your employees' behavior when they're not around customers to get their real take on how they view their job and their role as the face of your organization? When you work in retail, and we've all had the experience of a surly representative. I had one this last weekend. I didn't even think about it till this moment. I took the truly unpleasant Mrs. O'Neill to a sporting event down at T-Mobile, to the Savannah Bananas game, and we stopped in for a pre-event meal at a local restaurant within the perimeter of the stadium. And I don't want to out them because they did a good job, and they made up for the surly ass bartender who I ordered my wife her favorite beer, local beer, and the waitress brought it to the table, and it was not right. And I took a look at it, and I said, well, rather than just call the waitress over and ask her to bring us something different, I decided to walk up to the bar. And I tended bar for my whole life before radio. I was a bartender. My parents owned a bar. And I went up took it to the bar, and I know the beer. It's a local. It's a Georgetown Brewing product.
It's a favorite for a reason.
Yeah. And I said and I know how they look. I know what they taste like. And I said to the bartender, this doesn't look right. He goes, yeah, it's the bottom of the keg, or I'm like, he goes, or the top. He goes, when we put a new keg in, either whether it's the top or the bottom, it's a little milky and a little unfiltered. I said, well, is there a way to get it? No. He said, no.
I would have said, that's your beer now.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
and he just snapped at me. No, that's the way it works. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, could I have a different product that's not going to be this way? My wife doesn't get to be the guinea pig while you get your keg system straightened out.
Bottom of the keg discount,
yeah,
maybe?
I said, give me something different, blah, 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 blah. I said something to the bartender. It's great to be right. It's more profitable to be nice. I'm sure you're doing fine. You don't need my couple buck tip, but word spreads. Blah blah. Anyway, I got to put my high
word
horses.
Spreads. I have a microphone.
Yeah, right. And I'm not going to out the poor guy. And there's a nice enough place. The waitress came over and said our bartenders can be a little attitude sometimes. I said, well, make sure you don't share your tip that I give you with that clown behind the bar, because.
So he'd been mic'd up. If that conversation had been sent to be AI decoded by a young, hot startup in Seattle, do you think he would have changed his behavior or quit the job and gone somewhere,
I think if you have impunity on how you treat customers, you're going to treat customers, you're not going to be a good representative of the business. And that's what retailers are. You're the face of the organization. Everything I think about that organization, and this is a franchise that has multiple locations around the city in various neighborhoods, one right next to the stadium. And yeah, I probably won't go back there to do business next time we have an opportunity to dine within the confine, the neighborhood of the ballpark. I'll go somewhere else. I think if he was under surveillance and knew he was bound, he probably would act a little better. But I worry about, the surveillance. Me and Jake get into this all the time about the surveillance state. I'm not for it with you. It's just for customer interaction. What happens when you start, chatting with your coworkers, which everyone has a right to do? Is that going to be held against you in a court of employment?
Well, and my biggest thing with this is what happened to a business owner just being around their business, having good managers, being around.
On site, yeah.
Watching interactions, picking up on the vibe, asking customers how they're doing. I don't know. It feels very abstracted and corporate and weird to me. I could see this maybe working at a Chipotle and not like a Seattle dive bar.
Okay, yeah.
Right, but even then, I don't know. I'd rather have Brian Nichols, CEO of Chipotle, occasionally go into a Chipotle every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Maybe with a latex mask on.
I'm with you on the secret. You think
or secret TV crew. I don't know.
Yeah, or undercover boss. It could be anywhere. I love the fact that when the Seattle teams play home games in Seattle sports venues, I know it's the Seahawks. I think maybe the Mariners do it as well. You put undercover cops in visiting team jerseys, posing as visiting team fans. And they make that very well known. They're not trying to, and it's not a sting operation. It's telling, Seattle Seahawk fans, who I love, and I've been to, 1,000 games in my life. If you are the drunken idiot who picks on or starts trouble with a visiting fan, could be an undercover cop. And you could be spending the rest of the afternoon, evening in jail, and you could get barred from the city, from the
My
stadium.
grandma was in so much danger at the last Mariners game I took her to with
Oh,
the
I saw.
Padres fans behind
Oh,
us.
really?
Yeah.
See,
she had a 1,000-yard glare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was the team losing and the Padre fans
Team
were
was
just living
losing.
it?
Well, Padre fans were Padres fans. They were loud. They were
Yeah.
swearing.
Yeah.
We moved.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
At that point, you go tell an usher, hey, man, can you reel these guys in? I mean, I love visiting teams' fans. I think anybody who cares enough to travel with your team to see them in another city, that's a true sign of fandom. Right? I got a lot
brings out the crazies,
I got
too.
a lot of respect, but there are a lot of chuckleheads that come into our town and act like they're still in Boston, act like they're still in New York, right? Oh, I'm sorry. You can talk. Put your mic on.
Come on, the Boston fans aren't that bad.
Boston fans are the worst fans on the face of the earth. They replace Yankee fans as dirtbags.
Our board operator, Ian.
Fair enough, Ian. Fair enough. Off there, Ian, I'll tell you something about the experience I had at Super Bowl 49 with some Patriot fans.
Oh, Patriots fans are different.
Different than Red Sox fans? Fair enough.
And we all agree.
Fair enough. There are decades of suffrage that have, and don't you think Patriot fans ought to have that same sense of proportion, though? They had decades of suffrage as well.
They got too spoiled too quick.
Too fast. That's it. There you go, buddy. Good call. All right, well, it's coming to a business near you, maybe, if Ethosphere has their way. The retailer you are interacting with could be under surveillance, thanks to AI and hidden microphones. When we come back, it's the Jake and Spike Show. Jake Skorheim's off today. I'm Spike O'Neill. Laura Scott sitting in with me. When we come back, I'll tell you about my weekend at the Savannah Bananas and the experience I had with my lovely bride in public. The truly unpleasant Mrs. O'Neill was out and about amongst you, and you didn't even know how much danger you were in. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling September 29th. Free Good to Go sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump and Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. are making an announcement about autism this hour.
First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol, during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism.
CBS's Natalie Brand.
The company that owns Tylenol, for its part, has put out a statement which reads, quote, "Sound science clearly shows that taking acetaminophen does not cause autism. We strongly disagree with any suggestion otherwise and are deeply concerned with the health risk this poses for expecting mothers."
The Walt Disney Company, which owns ABC, says the Jimmy Kimmel Late Night Show is coming back. Craig Figner reports from Los Angeles.
Disney faced protest at its studio and protest outside the theater where Jimmy Kimmel Live records. Now the company says, after conversations with Jimmy Kimmel, that Jimmy Kimmel Live will be returning to the air on Tuesday. Disney, in their statement, says that the show was suspended to avoid inflaming what Disney has described as a tense situation at an emotional moment for the country.
Earlier, Representative Laura Friedman and others held a rally protesting the suspension and the FCC.
Our First Amendment, our right to free speech, is under attack. So let us call this what it is. It is an attempt at blatant government censorship.
Willie James Enman reports on the deal to keep TikTok up and running with U.S. corporations.
That lucrative algorithm will be controlled by that U.S. joint venture. And senior White House officials say, we feel 100% confident that this deal will be approved by the Chinese. So one of the major things that the president will do in terms of moving this deal forward is sign an executive order later this week saying that this deal meets the terms of the U.S. national security review.
Spirit Airlines said today it plans to furlough 1,800 flight attendants before the end of the year. The Flight Attendants Union says the airline will seek candidates willing to do so voluntarily. The airline is also suspending operations in about a dozen cities. On Wall Street today, stocks finished higher. The Dow was up by 66 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
Coming up, a 13-year-old accused of plotting a mass shooting is in court at this hour. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Wilcox Family Farm Eggs has our update. North 405 in Renton remains heavy from the West Valley Highway all the way to Sunset Boulevard. where we still have a collision on your right shoulder. Now, tow has arrived, so this should be gone soon. South Center to Bellevue, 35 minutes, a 15-minute delay. This backup has northbound 167 packed starting back at South 43rd. South 405 slows now from I-90 to Sunset Boulevard. Bellevue to Renton, 20 to 25 minutes. North 5 heading into Seattle slows at the north end of Boeing Field in the downtown. South 5 jams up there, Northeast 50th in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, 25 minutes. Eastbound 90, we're starting to fill in on Mercer Island in that work zone, approaching East Mercer Way. And southbound 167 starting to get crowded now through Algona and Pacific. Cage-free eggs are good, free range are better, and mobile pasture-raised eggs are the best. Choose the best for your family. Locally fresh Wilcox Family Farms eggs. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A detention hearing is underway for a 13-year-old boy suspected of planning a mass shooting in Pierce County. Deputy Carly Capetto says dozens of guns and boxes of ammunition were seized from his Parkland home, along with writings suggesting he studied past school shootings.
It's unknown if it was going to be a school shooting or just a mass shooting in general.
That boy is charged with making threats and having illegal weapons. We have a reporter in court following today's hearing. We'll bring you more as soon as we learn it. We now know 2 of the 4 soldiers killed in last week's helicopter crash in Thurston County were from Western Washington. 25-year-old Sergeant Donovan Scott was from Tacoma. 23-year-old Sergeant Jadalyn Good was from Mount Vernon. More from KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha.
The others killed are 35-year-old Chief Warrant Officers Andrew Cully from Missouri and 39-year-old Andrew Krause from Florida. The soldiers were on board the helicopter that crashed near Summit Lake in Thurston County after an aviation mishap last Wednesday evening.
Cause of that crash remains under investigation. A student group at the University of Washington has canceled a controversial activity inviting students to shoot Nerf guns at dartboards featuring political figures. The event, part of an on-campus carnival, was edited after backlash following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. University officials tell Seattle Red the group recognized the idea was inappropriate and removed it before staff intervened. The Seattle Mariners are on the verge of winning the American League West for the first time since 2001 after sweeping the Astros in Houston. ESPN's Carl Ravitch called the game last night, including Cal Raleigh's 58th homer. He tells 710 Seattle Sports.
So this is such an aberrational season that way for him because I think his previous high was 34. We're going to hit 60.
Mariners have a chance to clinch a postseason berth tomorrow night and possibly win the division as early as Wednesday. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny skies right now, more hazy sunshine tomorrow, highs in the mid-70s. Right now, 68 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jake Skorheim's taking a day for health reasons, and we appreciate his consideration of his co-working partners. Laura Scott's with me, and Aaron Granillo I've asked to hang around just for one more minute because we did this right out of the gate at 12 o'clock. But I know we have a fresher audience at 2 o'clock, some folks who weren't with us earlier. Mariner weekend was beyond expectation. And if you could, I know the magic number is 3. I understand it, but for the layman.
Sure.
And for Heather Bosch, who's really trying desperately to wrap her head around how the magic number, poor thing, trying to figure out the magic number. Where are the M's right now?
Magic number is 3 to win the AL West. What that means is you need any combination of Mariner wins and Astros losses to equal 3. It's nice to have options, Spike, because there are a lot of ways that you can get there. The Mariners can go 3-0 and be just fine. The Mariners could lose 3, and the Astros could also lose 3, and you'd be fine. Any combination that gets you to 3. 2 wins for the Mariners, 1 loss for the Astros. That equals 3.
That equals 3.
That is a magic number.
Well, that's a magic number. Yes, it is. So can we look back at the series for just a couple of seconds?
Sure.
We watched from afar as the games were played in Houston. I know you mentioned on Friday you'd like to take 2 out of 3 from Houston. That would really kind of establish a changing of the guard.
Yeah.
And I think Saturday night when the M's had a 6-9, they jumped early and often on Houston pitching. And up 6-0 in Houston and in control. Wu got hurt on Friday night.
Yeah, the latest on him is a pectoral tweak.
Right, but not a tear.
Not a tear.
An aggravation.
They say that they have avoided the worst. His next start is due Thursday, the series finale against the Rockies. He may or may not go.
You or I could pitch against the Rockies and get by.
It'd be fine in that case. Like, let's say you win the next two against the Rockies and you clinch the West, and you're in pretty good shape heading into the Dodgers series. It'd be okay to give Wu an extra day off,
right?
Get him ready for the Dodgers series potentially, and bring like a AAA guy up for that last start.
And we're currently 2 games in front of Detroit for the second seed in the American League, and that benefit would be?
Well, you would skip the first round of the playoffs. You'd automatically advance to the divisional rounds, and you'd get home field advantage
for that second round. As if the season ended today, which it doesn't, and we understand. If the season ended today, the Houston Astros would be on the outside looking
playoffs,
in.
baby.
Isn't that amazing?
Book your plane ticket, Houston. Go on vacation somewhere sunny in October.
The Bahamas are lovely this time. You're sunny, warm sand, soothe your grief.
They're going to be. They are. You realize Houston has had a stranglehold on this division. They've won 7, or I think it's 6 out of the 7 last year.
7 titles, yeah.
The only time they didn't win was the shortened COVID year in the last 7-8 years.
Wow.
Mariners haven't won it in 24 years.
Yeah, a postseason appearance 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But the AL West title has eluded us since 2001.
2001. We're on the cusp, baby.
It's beautiful.
It's happening.
And
it's all happening.
And what a great thing for the community. We talked about this at 12:30 as well, that it kind of gives us a nice respite from the day-to-day discord of the news and politics and all the things in this life, in this country right now, in this day and age that are kind of driving us apart. And to have
sports is the great unifier, man.
For all communities.
Transcends politics.
Yep, and the misery shared today in Houston,
we can all get behind that, right?
We can all get behind that. Hey, before I let you go, what's your thoughts on Banana Ball?
Savannah Banana Ball.
Savannah Bananas.
So I've only seen clips and highlights, and it looks fun. I mean, I wanted to go this weekend. Tickets were a little pricey from what I saw.
Tickets were pricey. My wife has been a fan of these guys, followed them on social media for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And, my wife has a birthday coming up next month, and we've been trying to, I don't know how long you've been married, but usually it was a birthday, then it was a birthday week, now it's a birthday month.
Sure.
As ladies get their just due respect and appreciation. And when the ticket prices dropped a little bit on game day last Friday,
did they?
I pulled the trigger and found great seats. Laura, if you have the photos I share with you, you can put up for the audience. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, I'm going to share a couple pictures that I got to take at the Savannah Bananas game.
So what were the highlights? I mean, I've seen videos of people, like baseball players on stilts.
Oh, well, go back to the first one, Laura.
Dances. Yeah. Oh, there's the guy.
That's the guy.
That's the dude.
That's the guy, and he came up into the stands. So what it is, are you familiar with the Harlem Globetrotters?
Sure, of course.
It's the Harlem Globetrotters on a diamond. It's literally the same effect. Yes, it's the skills of baseball, much like the Globetrotters throw a basketball through a hoop, but I equate it to, it's got none of the structural dynamics we've come to know and love about baseball, but there's still 3 outs in an inning. 3 balls, 4 strikes, or 4 balls, 3 strikes is an at-bat.
But the Harlem Globetrotters feels like it's scripted. Is this scripted?
I don't think it is because
do the Savannah Bananas know what pitch is coming?
No.
Okay.
No. And they've got a team that they compete against. They're the firemen. I think they have a law enforcement team that they barnstorm the country. They played 2 games in Baltimore recently. My friends were all there.
Did they ever lose?
They may. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. They don't. Well, it's funny. They did win in my game.
Okay.
They play each inning is worth a point.
Okay.
If they score 2 if the other team scores 2 in the top and they score 3 in the bottom,
got it.
They get a point. If they don't, they lose a point, and it's a fresh start every inning.
So is it a 9-inning game?
It's a 9-inning game, but it's a total point scored in those. Each team gets a point for the inning.
You can win 9-0.
You could win 9-0,
or you can win 5-4.
When no one gets a run, or you tie, no one gets a point for the inning.
I see. Okay.
You get a 0 on that inning. You're awarded credit for trick plays. There was a guy who pitches on stilts. He bats on stilts. I saw a pitcher come out for the fireman who had no legs, a double amputee, who scooched his way to the pitcher's mound and then fired like 90-mile-an-hour fastballs from his knees because he has no lower legs. Yes.
Throwing 90?
90. It's incredible athletes out there.
Wow.
I saw a right fielder make a play, and they get credit for trick plays. What should be a routine fly ball, a guy gets under it, and all of a sudden, at the last second, turns around backwards, puts a glove between his legs, and catches it there.
That's scary.
That's scary because, it took a lot of time practicing that, and you got a lot of skin in the game.
Right.
When you learn that move, if you know what I'm saying.
I do what you're saying.
The entirety of the game is it's dedicated to a short attention span people. You know what I'm saying? Laura, could you put the first photo I took of my bride and I up there? This is another phenomenon at the game. I got great tickets in the first row of the upper decks, which is a great place to see the game. Part of my decision to pull the trigger on the tickets, which were pretty expensive, even I got them on the aftermarket. I was going to take a picture of my truly unpleasant bride and I, because she never gets. We go out, but she doesn't like public.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't like people, and I say that as kindly as I can. So to get her to get on a train and go to the stadium and climb into the up the concourse and be amongst the crowd in the concourse and get to our seats, I took a picture of my bride and I to capture the moment, because I don't know when it's going to happen again. And that's the picture I took.
Oh,
as you can tell, I am not
great foreheads.
Thanks very much. Yeah. So the lady. The very kind lady behind me said, "Can I take the picture for you?" And we're like, "Sure, that'd be great." Because I'm trying to, lean out, and if I had a 12-year-old with me, it'd be great, but I didn't. So, show the one the lady took behind us. That's where we were.
Very nice.
Yeah, right. That was the truly unpleasant Mrs. O'Neill, and she hates the picture because I'm in it, but that's neither here nor there.
It's a perfect night.
It was a perfect night at the ballpark. The sunset was gorgeous. The city lit up before us. Mm-hmm. A packed house.
Yeah.
Packed house at the Bananas game.
So if we can pack the house for the Bananas, you think we could pack the house for a playoff run for the Mariners?
I think these final 6 home games of the year, you're going to see some crowds at the ballpark.
Not to mention, the Raleigh experience is real.
He's got 58.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because, if Cal Raleigh was playing on a team that was out of the playoff hunt, eliminated in early September, and he's got this pressure of chasing a number, whether it's 56 for junior or 60s coming up the next milestone. That's a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. But when you're a guy who is with a team fighting for playoff position, fighting for postseason position, I think the big story isn't Cal Raleigh's 58th home run. We barely got to it in this break. It's the fact that the Mariners are trying to win the West for the first time in 24 years.
Yeah,
things have worked themselves out. To that perfect storm of all things considered, role players. Ford had his first, wasn't even a hit. It was a first RBI that won a game. Guys stepping up, guys up and down the lineup, delivering in big moments. Crawford with the second grand slam of the season yesterday. And the game's over in the second inning, 7 runs in the second game. The pressure's off.
Yeah,
with the pitching staff they got.
It's shaping up to be just a storybook ending. Right, for Cal Raleigh and for the Mariners.
Oh my God, don't jinx us. I'm
just saying this is what it's shaping up to be.
It's shaping up too big. But
you hope for that picture perfect
to,
ending.
I'm shaking my magic 8-ball.
Yeah, exactly. His first All-Star appearance.
Yeah.
That moment at the All-Star game where his dad is throwing him pitches at the home run derby and his brother is catching.
His little brother's catching.
And he wins the home run derby.
Right.
Now you have national broadcasters on the broadcast last night on ESPN. Cal Raleigh hits 58. And you have ESPN's Carl Ravitch, who's calling the game, is now saying, man, he might be the MVP. He might take over Aaron Judge.
So Judge he's got great numbers.
He's got better overall offensive numbers.
Except for the home run total.
RBIs also.
Yeah, okay.
So I had kind of it's so silly, this revelation that I had, but it feels just obvious to say. What did the letters MVP stand for? Right? It's most valuable player. Cal Raleigh is if you look at like a football, like he's a two-way player. Like he plays offense and defense.
Yes. And he's the best catcher defensively in baseball. He's won a platinum glove.
That's why he's the most valuable player, because he's involved in every pitch of the game. Aaron Judge does not have to worry about scouting reports of the other team's lineup.
Right. He's in with meetings watching the other teams.
Aaron Judge has to worry about playing right field and worrying about that chintzy
Sometimes.
little porch. Exactly.
Right. Most times he's a DH.
The MLB Network analyst brought up the point that Cal Raleigh has caught something like 17,000 pitches this year.
I saw that clip.
Okay?
Right.
I mean, this guy has literally been involved in 90% of balls thrown.
Every pitch thrown at this ball club, by this ball club this
at
year.
a difficult place to hit home runs.
Yep.
He passed Junior. He passed Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
A record that stood since 1961. I mean, you cannot overstate what he's doing because, as we've said, this has never happened, right? I mean, like Aaron Judge, it's a little bit of a bias against Judge because he is so darn good. And like
he's
just
a two-time MVP, right?
We've grown accustomed to seeing him do this, right? So it's a little unfair to say, yeah, he's done it before. What he's doing is spectacular. It takes nothing away from Aaron Judge.
No, he's probably the best player in the American League, if not all of baseball this year.
If you're a baseball writer and you're voting for MVP this year, 10 years down the line, you don't want to say, man, I probably should have given it to Raleigh because what he's doing this year will probably never happen again in our lifetime. In our lifetime.
And his team has surged, won 14 out of 15 down the stretch to be in control of the AL West.
If a catcher gets to 60 and his team wins the division, I'm sorry, he's the MVP. And yes, I am biased. But that's also just objectively speaking. The guy is involved in every single play of the game, at least when the Mariners are on defense.
Sure.
He's a two-way player.
He's DH'd a couple times a week down the stretch here.
Yeah.
Which is probably the only reason he's been able to. The reason catchers have never hit more than 50? Was that the catching record?
48.
Right?
Yes. This isn't supposed to happen.
No, because the wear and tear on a catcher's body is intrusive to the ability to be a consistently power-hitting, productive
You see
guy at the
Cal
plate.
Raleigh interviewed a lot post-game because he's oftentimes the player of the game, and that dude is dripping sweat.
Did you see his chest protector?
Yes.
So this is the kind you want to talk about a valuable guy for your team, a leader on your team. If you didn't see it this weekend, I wish I'd prepared a clip, Laura. I'm sorry, it's on me, not you. Cal Raleigh had a chest protector made by Rawlings. That was it was every baseball card, youth baseball card of his teammates.
Yes, that was very cool.
Every guy on his team when he was 8, 9,
that was
or
for the
10.
Little League game, right?
The Little League, yeah.
Yeah.
No, was he was wearing it yesterday?
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Oh.
he was wearing it. Yeah, I thought he was wearing it yesterday. I saw a
it's
clip
possible,
yesterday.
yeah.
I mean, who does that? Who cares enough about the guys that he plays with on a daily basis to lead like that? Talk about the most valuable player to any team.
Not the most valuable hitter.
Not the best offense. There is an offensive player of the year award.
Sure. Give
and
Judge
probably
that.
Judge has deserved that.
Yeah.
But to be the most valuable player on a team that is, like you said, having a historic, never happened before year for a catcher on a team that's poised to win its division for the first time in a quarter century.
Yeah, he's the anchor of that team. He's the anchor of a division-winning team, which might
There it
also
is.
have.
Thank you, Laura. You're
Which
the best
also
producer.
might, at the end of the season, have a better record than the Yankees. And Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Like they're at that level.
And the Rockies are coming to town, the worst team in baseball, and a historically bad team. Mariner baseball. Catch the fever, my friend.
I love these guys.
Thank you, my buddy. I asked you for only a moment or two.
Oh
I
man,
appreciate-
you keep talking about the Mariners. I could talk all day about this stuff.
M's are off today. Astros are off today. Magic numbers 3. We could secure a playoff spot by as early as Tuesday evening.
By tomorrow night, the
Could
Yankees
secure a
win and
wild
we
card
win.
spot.
We are in the playoffs.
Right, securing a wild card
again,
spot.
if we win the next 2 and the Astros lose 1, we win the West.
If we go 0-6 and the Astros lose 3 games, we win the West. We own the tiebreaker.
That's right.
It's a great time to be a Mariner fan. Thank you, Aaron.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, my friend. Aaron Granillo, ladies and gentlemen. And not just, he's a sportscaster, obviously. He's a newscaster. He's a reporter. He's an anchor. And he's probably the truest Mariner fan I know in the city of Seattle right now. I appreciate you. We were going to talk a little bit of this break about a new rating system for Seattle restaurants. You've all seen the health department's restaurants signs in the window.
Little smiley faces.
Little smiley faces with good, fair, excellent, don't eat here.
Yeah.
There's a new sign coming out that lets you know how these restaurants deal with not just the food they serve, but the way they do business. Employee wage theft is a factor. The City of Seattle Public Health, King County, is going to come out with a new rating system to warn customers about eating at a restaurant or a local business that has labor violations, if they're not treating their customers well. We'll talk about that when we come back. KIRO News Radio. I'm Spike O'Neill. It's the Jake and Spike Show. We'll be right back. This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio. On 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim, and when I needed my roof fixed, Valentine Roofing went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done and sent me all the details with a link to pictures and video from the service. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened on my roof, if your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches will fall, and the rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic and clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. This fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING and get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
Are you happy with how you're feeling these days? Are you slowing down physically or mentally? Ever wonder what your life will be like 10 to 15 years from now? Most of us don't really know how we're aging or if we can even do anything about it. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and that's exactly where we start at Longevity Medical Clinic. We run advanced diagnostics to find out what's really going on inside your body, and then we create a personalized hormone and health optimization plan designed specifically to help you live better starting now. Our patients are often amazed by what they discover in their blood work, and even more amazed at how quickly they start to feel like themselves again. This isn't guesswork, it's science, it's personal, and it works. Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better today and every day after that.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things are about to change and some things aren't. If you ride without a Good to Go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. Having Good to Go means it'll cost less than pay by mail. Not a change. Carpoolers will need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. A Good to Go pass saves you $2 on every toll. No change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Chris Domine is a husband and a father. Chris is an athlete. Chris is even an Iron Man. But 10 years ago, Chris was facing a very different story because his kidneys were failing.
Basically, the doctor said, if you don't get a kidney transplant and if you don't do dialysis, you are going to die.
Fortunately, Chris received a second chance at life, made possible by an organ donor.
You know, your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
More than 100 million people in America are registered organ, eye, and tissue donors. People of every age and ethnicity, because they believe it's the right thing to do. Imagine what you can make possible by leaving behind the gift of life. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Most roofers around here give you one option. Two if you're lucky. Asphalt shingles and maybe metal. That's like going to a restaurant and the only thing on the menu is salad. Sure, there are a few kinds, but they're all pretty much the same, and none of them will keep you satisfied for long. I'm Jim Singletary, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, and we serve up real choices. Yeah, we do asphalt shingles, sure, but what about something more substantial, like EuroShield rubber tiles that last a lifetime? Or a beautiful, durable metal roof that can handle Seattle's weather like a champ. We even install cedar shake, stone, copper, and walkable rooftop decks. Most roofers stick to what's easy. At RoofSmart, we offer what's best for you. Now, those are what we call options. For anything is possible roofing, call RoofSmart at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com today. That's 206-487-4877 or online at GetRoofSmart.com.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
CBS News special report.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
After being pulled off the air nearly a week ago, Jimmy Kimmel Live will return tomorrow. That announcement from the Walt Disney Company. The late night show had been, as the company called it, preempted indefinitely last Wednesday. That followed comments Kimmel made on the show in response to the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. KNX's Craig Figner is in Los Angeles.
Disney faced protest at its studio and protest outside the theater where Jimmy Kimmel Live records. Disney, in their statement, says that the show was suspended to avoid inflaming what Disney has described as a tense situation at an emotional moment for the country.
People had been posting on social media for the last several days that they had canceled their Disney Plus and Hulu streaming accounts over Kimmel's suspension. CBS News special report. I'm Matt Piper.
And I'm Aaron Granillo. Two local men connected to a Mexico-based drug operation are now headed to federal prison. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay has more.
A 23-year-old Federal Way man got 5 years behind bars. A 21-year-old man from Auburn got 20 months. Prosecutors say both of them were involved in a drug trafficking ring, bringing significant quantities of fentanyl, meth, and cocaine to Western Washington. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
A federal trial in Seattle could reshape how Amazon handles its Prime membership. The Federal Trade Commission accuses Amazon of tricking millions into signing up for Prime, then making it difficult to cancel. Amazon denies those claims, saying customers joined because Prime is a great value. Opening arguments begin tomorrow. Bellevue-based T-Mobile announces a major leadership change. Current Chief Operating Officer Srini Gopalan will step into the role of CEO starting in November. He replaces Mike Sieverts, who has led the telecom giant since 2020.
We've set up the success for the future with fantastic investments around the transformation. And most importantly, we've got the bench, and we've identified the leader to take us forward, and that's Srini.
Sieverts telling CNBC there he'll stay on as vice chairman of the company, advising on strategy and innovation. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:32. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, let's start you in Newcastle, where we've got a new collision at South 405 at 112th. It's in the HOV lane, and you're backed up bumper to bumper approaching I-90, almost backed up to Southeast 8th now. Bellevue to Renton's a 25-minute commute. Another backup in South Center if your travels take you down the stretch. South Center to Bellevue coming the other way is 25 minutes as well. You're crowded from South Center through the Renton S-curves. Volumes are picking up eastbound 90 across Mercer Island due to our extended road work. Traffic starts to slow about mid-span. South 5 and Mercer, we've got a stalled semi blocking your right lane. You're backed up bumper to bumper coming out of Northgate. Linwood to Seattle spiked to 40 minutes. That's almost double the norm. And Renton to Puyallup is now filling in along the entire stretch, now at 40 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny skies today, highs in the low to mid 70s. Warmer tomorrow, but also some hazy sunshine from nearby wildfire smoke should be moving in. Right now, 70 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jake Skorheim has taken a day to recover from a little bit of a sniffle. And it may seem not like a big deal, but when you're a father of 4 youngsters, all in school age, or one not quite the school age, we know what kind of crud he's living in at home.
Domino effect, too. My gosh. They need to quarantine him and the kid that's sick in a bedroom.
Oh,
seal
poor
seal
Mrs.
the door.
Skorheim, right? So Jake decided to take a day off and make sure he's not bringing any of those germs into the workplace, and we appreciate that. We'll let you know how it goes. He may be here tomorrow. We may be working without him again. Laura's done a great job today. I appreciate you.
Oh, thanks.
A story was put in front of my attention here, thanks to Laura Scott. New placards are coming to King County food businesses to warn about labor violations. We mentioned it before the break. We've all seen these food safety rating signs that have 4 different options: needs to improve, okay, good, or excellent. And, you know, the various designations, a restaurant has had numerous red flag incidents and needs to make those corrections immediately, or okay, where a restaurant has had many red critical violations over the past 4 inspections. 10% of all restaurants in Seattle have just an okay rating. 40% are good, which means has had some red. I think one's too many, but that's just me. An excellent restaurant. We've seen that green, happy, smiley face, big time smile. Restaurant has had no or few red critical violations over the last 4 inspections, and 50% of Seattle restaurants have this. Laura, have you ever walked up to a restaurant and that you weren't aware of and saw the sign and made your dining decision?
Walked away.
Yeah, have you? Because
yes.
If I see just okay,
Yep.
I'm taking a moment.
There was a poke place in my old neighborhood that everyone said, oh, it's so great, you have to try it. And I was really excited for it. And they had the I think it was okay, or maybe even needs to improve.
The gray or the light yellow, light green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, okay, with raw fish.
Yeah.
I Googled it. They'd had a salmonella case, and that had docked their status, and then they worked their way back up. And I actually did try it, like maybe a year or 2 later.
Okay.
Once I'd watched the rating be consistently excellent for a period of time. But yeah, no, it's totally influenced my decisions about where to eat.
Me too. And when you're dealing with raw fish, it's either excellent or closed. There should be 2 options.
Well, and
nothing in the middle.
I joke all the time that I'm a canary in the coal mine for food poisoning. Like if something is there, I will for sure get it. And I will be the first person to fall. Like, God help you if you've eaten the same thing as me.
I don't mean to laugh.
And you're watching me get sweaty because... Yeah.
I've got
a weak stomach.
I've got a very high threshold for food that is borderline.
Garbage disposal, dad kind of vibes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And our fridge at home is subjected to foods that are okay for me, but not for the missus. Or
labeled Spike only.
I told you I almost put my mother-in-law in the hospital.
I know, that story is so awful.
For those of you who missed it, I apologize because it's coming back up again, much like the chicken salad, which I took a bite of and took a whiff of. Like, okay, this is still okay for a day or 2 more. For me, I've got an iron constitution. My 70-some, maybe 81-year-old now mother-in-law came to town, and her sniffer doesn't work as good as it used to. I think it's a COVID thing. But she ate this chicken salad, and this poor woman, I almost had to hospitalize her.
Oh, my God.
I mean, she was bedridden, sick, stomach sick for 2 days.
80 years old.
Right? I would.
Every time I get norovirus, I'm like, this has to be the last time.
Right. And so that being said, my fridge is no longer a middle of the road place. My fridge has an excellent or gone sticker on the front of our fridge now. And I'm too far down the weeds in the story. I'm skipping that. I'm burying the headline here. There's a new placard coming to restaurants near you, and it doesn't rate just food safety. In addition, inspections of businesses and how they treat their employees. Businesses that are dinged for unpaid wages or other labor violations will have a sign, a placard in the window giving you that information. We think this is a moment where we see weakened standards on the federal level and having greater coordination amongst state entities between jurisdictions is the right thing to do. That's from Board Chair Teresa Mosqueda, who sponsored the amendment. Now, what it's going to tell you is if a business has been denying employees adequate sick leave, use of their sick leave, use of vacation time, no breaks, or withholding pay with regard to tips or just hourly wages, you'll know. And if you see this placard in the window, they've been warned about this violation. If they've corrected the situation, there's a difference between health and monetary issues. They can immediately make whole the situation. When they've done that, placard will be removed from the window. My question then, Laura, is would you make a business decision to go in and eat at a restaurant that was flagged for wage violations?
I mean, here's the thing. I've made that decision before without the placard in the window, just because I work in the news and you know about these things on maybe a more like hyper local level. There was a very famous Seattle chef who I won't name who did have labor violations, and I haven't eaten at one of his
His name rhymed with Dom Douglas, didn't it? I'm not going to say his name.
We would never say.
Never say his name. But you can figure it out.
Well, we have a family friend who works in the restaurant business as well and was just sickened over that case. And it was resolved, but I have not been back. But it's so interesting. Like, okay, I won't get sick, but will I be morally sickened? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough for people to earn a living wage in this town. We've had numerous conversations, Jake and I and you, about what minimum wage should be in the city. That's a very expensive place to live.
And if you've ever worked a restaurant gig, you know how hard that job is.
I understand the restaurants are on thin margins, but that doesn't excuse wage theft or labor practices that are violations of the labor laws. I think if they do this, and they're going to do this, it's put in effect. It goes into effect in October, if I read the story correctly. Yes, I believe it goes into effect in October. I think they should use the same sign, but the little faces should have like a monocle and a top hat, like the Monopoly man.
Yes.
If a business is guilty or been found to be violation of labor, because there's a good and bad. There's not a four different levels of it.
Right.
Either you're paying a fair living wage and not cheating your employees, or you're not. And if they are, put a smiley face on there with a monocle and a top hat, the whole Monopoly man, and that's how you know. Make it fun.
What about the jail card?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go.
Little bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's next August that this is going to go into
thank
effect.
you. Next August it goes into effect. Okay. That's the story. So, and we should shop with our dollars. We should vote with our dollars. We should vote with our dollars. You know, if you want to boycott a business because of the way they do, if you cancel your Disney Plus subscription because of their treatment of Jimmy Kimmel, that's how it's supposed to work. The market should decide, and that's what they're trying to do here with the King County, Seattle and King County Food Safety now adopting a labor violations placard coming again next August. Thank you very much. When we come back, we'll get the best text of the day. You've had a lot to say about what we've had to say. We'll bring those to you next. Don't go anywhere.
Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and financing is available. Visit buckys.com.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. My vision was always perfect my entire life. I had 20/20 vision. Then a few years ago, I'd noticed some deterioration. I needed readers. Driving at night was a little bit more questioning, if not dangerous for me. It turns out I had the beginning stages of cataracts. I went into the Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens offices over in Bellevue, had a comprehensive exam, and I found out I was the perfect candidate for RLE refractive lens exchange surgery. It was a simple procedure, one afternoon, about 2 hours worth of a visit, couple weeks worth of recovery time, and now my vision is the best of my life. Not just 20/20, I've got 20/10 vision, and I will never need glasses, and I will never get cataracts because refractive lens exchange makes that no longer even a possibility for me. If it's time for you to take a look at what you could be seeing in life, visit the offices of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK Lens over in Bellevue. No corporate shareholders, no boardrooms, just Dr. Sharp and his team. They've done over 80,000 of these procedures. They are the best. Give them a call at 425-451-2020 or online at sharp-vision.com, sharp with an e-vision.com, official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
G. Scott here with Jonathan from DUI Heroes to tell us how the legal team at DUI Heroes treats new clients.
What we always do is recognize the human being behind the charge and treat them the way we would want to be treated. All of us take care of you together through the entire process.
People make mistakes. If you or a loved one has been accused of DUI, call DUI Heroes and speak to a lawyer who will listen and be there for you. DUI Heroes can help you. Call 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com.
It's G. Scott. School's back and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The celebration is on for the 21st anniversary at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. They're turning up the excitement from October 1st through the 28th with special events, entertainment, and unforgettable experiences. Come celebrate over 2 decades of memories at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. Whether you're stopping by for a night out or planning a weekend escape, there's something for everyone. Feel the energy, enjoy the festivities, and be part of the party. October 1st through the 28th, only at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Lines is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings. And every Quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Brought to you by IHOP. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
If you plan to use the carpool lanes along SR 167, you'll soon need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
After 35 years in the window industry, I know choosing the right team for your window or door project is a big decision. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Treating your home with care while offering top quality products is important to me. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, reduce noise by up to 50%, and feature low maintenance clean glass technology. Combined with our leading leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, you get protection for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill with Laura Scott. Jake Skorheim's getting better every minute. I hope he had a chance to grab a little downtime, little cocoa with his boys, box of Kleenex. Happy place. We're glad he took the time off to get better, and we hope he's back tomorrow.
Glad he's not giving us that cough.
I am very glad he's not giving us the cough and the sniffles and the cough due to cold. Sorry. Hey, Forrest.
See, I don't get the reference. We need Jake to come back.
Have you ever seen Forrest Gump?
I've never seen Forrest Gump.
Oh, come on now.
I know.
I've never seen it either.
Thank you.
You're solo on the show.
Wow. Okay.
I think your life just flashed before your eyes.
It did. And I want to have a word with both your parents. I really do. Something needs to be done here. All right, let's move on to the text. We always appreciate your input into this show. The text line is 888-973-5476. It's available to us every day. You can always join us, by the way, on YouTube as well. We broadcast the show live on YouTube. You can find all the clips from the show after the fact on YouTube. Our podcasts are available. And all this is available at the KIRO Radio app. If you don't have it on your phone, if you don't have it on your phone yet, get the app, download the app. We're right there, one touch away for you whenever you need us.
Really.
It's the easiest way to do this. Laura, why don't you get us started on the text messages?
Yeah, on my off-grid weekend at Alpine Lakes High Camp, Barry in Maple Valley says, Laura, I just had a soft drink try to come out of my nose. I, too, was forced to watch K-pop Demon Hunters with my 9-year-old daughter this weekend.
So fill me in on K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's a Netflix movie. It's a K-pop girl group that fights demons. And my 7-year-old cousin is going to be the main character for Halloween.
Oh, that's adorable.
So good.
And to refresh folks, you spent the weekend up in the Leavenworth area as your family, so your extended family.
Extended family, yeah.
They bought like a resort, kind of a small resort?
Backcountry collection of primitive cabins that just give you access to all of this wilderness. And they run all the way through the year. You can go up in the winter.
That's beautiful.
It was so beautiful. And
perfect time of year in Leavenworth.
Larches are about to come out,
Are the leaves starting to turn? Is that where we're at?
All the huckleberries were starting to turn red. And what I was saying was it was just great to forcibly not have my phone for an entire weekend. But we did turn Starlink on for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Can I ask you, if you don't mind, the fact that they found what they feel are the remains of Travis Decker.
Yeah.
Did when you were going to Leavenworth for the weekend, into that stretch of the state, did that in the back of your mind, did you consider that?
Oh, absolutely. That was a huge sigh of relief. That news came out on Friday, and I drove up Saturday morning. I mean, I was going up there regardless, but it was just great to know that we can put that to rest, really.
Here.
Yeah.
As was mentioned in the newscast throughout the day, Travis Decker's, what they feel are his remains. DNA tests are waiting to come back, but they confirmed that it's the pants, the shorts he was wearing,
clothing,
the
personal
shirt,
items,
right, all the things.
And less than a mile from the original campground.
On the Mariners' amazing weekend in Houston, Benny, the tugboat expert, says it's no coincidence that every time I listen to the Mariners game, they win by a huge margin. Well, if you believe that's what it is, Benny, then you got to keep doing it.
I think it's no coincidence that every time I don't watch the game, Cal Raleigh hits another home run.
Then you are not allowed to watch.
I'm not allowed to watch.
Suspicions are real, superstitions, I should say.
Risa from Redmond says, I've been saying all season that this is a World Series caliber team. I've been telling everyone I know to put that energy out in the universe.
On Jimmy Kimmel coming back on air, we mentioned it earlier today, was announced by Disney, parent company of the Jimmy Kimmel Live show. He will return to the air tomorrow night. Rex in Gig Harbor says too many people boycotted Disney, so they had no choice but to bring him back. Money talks.
Black Sunshine says, Spike, I agree censorship is wrong, but when Hollywood cancels conservatives, like Gina Carano? That was so long ago. Roseanne Barr and Tim Allen, liberals don't bat an eye. I do appreciate that you condemn both sides when censorship happens.
I will, and I will say this, Black Sunshine, the problem here wasn't ABC censoring Jimmy Kimmel. The problem was, as a lot of people see, and maybe I'm wrong, the appearance that the FCC put their thumbs on the scales.
To do with it.
Yeah, that's where the problem was. Dinah and Everett says, I canceled my Hulu app and my Disney Plus. Well, he's coming back. Maybe it's time. Not too late.
Mark in Port Townsend says the real question about Kimmel coming back is it's a lose-lose for ABC. There will be an even larger boycott of ABC. People who are Charlie Kirk supporters will shut the door on any content coming out. This is not a First Amendment issue. It's a common human decency issue, which Kimmel clearly crossed the line on.
Well, at that point, and all due respect, Mark in Port Townsend, you have to believe that what Kimmel said was about Kirk. And I think if you go back and listen to it with an open mind, was what he said about Kirk is my point here. Mm-hmm. I believe, and it's just my opinion, I think with Jimmy Kimmel, the joke that he made was about MAGA and Trump, was not about Charlie Kirk and his memory. And by the way, we haven't got to this all day long, but I would like to say Charlie Kirk's funeral was yesterday in Phoenix. Reports are up to 95,000 people were in attendance. I think that's wonderful. I think it was a fitting tribute to a man who was beloved, revered, respected by his community. It went off without a hitch, and by all accounts was respectful. Not too crazy about what the president said at the event, but that's just my point of view. All due respect to the Kirk family. His wife gave a beautiful statement, and her address to the crowd was everything it should have been, and they are and will be continue to be in my thoughts and my prayers for what that's worth to you. JLV and Puyallup says Rogue One is the best Star Wars. I will die on this hill. Thank you, my friend.
We got, I think, the most text today about going under anesthesia for tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Tony Buckley says, I don't think you should get tattoos if you don't feel pain. There's a reason why they call it chair time. And I'm about due for some chair time myself.
Attaboy. Brian from Arlington says, my first and only tattoo took 4 hours. I immediately knew I'd made a terrible mistake. Holy crap, did that hurt. I'm glad the artist taught me out of putting it on my side. It wasn't $29,000 bad, but there was a couple moments where I thought, I'm not going to be able to finish this tattoo.
206 from Shoreline says, Laura, a daffodil on your wrist would be small and only take about 30 to 40 minutes. I know you can handle it. If you go under for it, you would miss such an amazing part of the process, watching the artist create your special work of art. Besides, it'll hurt afterwards for a few days, so you can't escape it. Don't put your body through anesthesia unnecessarily. My first tattoo was in 1972. I have 4 now. One of the coolest things about them is watching the artist bring my idea alive on my body.
Nice.
It's a good pitch.
It is a good pitch. On homelessness in Seattle, should other than King County cities chip in? Lewis and Buckley says, can they be trusted with more money? Fair question.
Mm-hmm. Fernando in Seattle points out, didn't Jacob live out of his van when he produced for Tom and John?
Yes, but he's no longer counted among Seattle's homelessness. Jacob's van, I think he's subletting that now, actually, to a nice little family.
Well, that's why there's curtains in there. Yeah.
Robert in 206 says, I do not buy the argument that because you live in the city, you have to put up with drug encampments and crazy people yelling at you. You don't see this in Zurich, Switzerland, Oslo, Norway, Singapore, whatsoever. Why do you have to put up with it here in Seattle? And Laura, one final?
Sean in Cleellum says our government, state and regional, is also largely to blame for the rising cost of housing.
Hear, hear. Folks, that's it for us today. We appreciate you giving us 3 hours of your life. We hope we used it well together. John Curley is in next, the John Curley Show, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Goodbye.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling soon. Free Good2Go sticker pass at good2go509.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News